Greetings and welcome to Channel Other Doc. I am Jim. I use he, him pronouns, and this is our campaign of Masks, set in the fictional city of Doctropolis. Masks is a game by Brendan Conway and is powered by the apocalypse. Once again, I'm delighted we're actually now going to get this thing started, issue 1. I am playing Null, the Beacon, who also uses he, him pronouns. And let's go around and say hi to everybody before I hand things off to our GM. Let us start with Kat. Hello.
Hi, I am Kat. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Meta Warp. They, them pronouns, and I am very excited to get started on this to save the world.
You are already heroic enough to be able to appear on 2 comic book streams simultaneously, so it is quite a feat. And
well, I wouldn't exactly call the Reverend a hero, but yeah.
For anyone who would like a good contrast, and you would like to set them up, if you have 2 monitors, set them up side by side so you can see dueling cats. Now is the time to do it. I think we've got like an hour of overlap. But let's move over now to Pepper. Hello.
Hi there. My name is Pepper. I use they, them pronouns. I am very excited to be kicking this off. I'm very excited to try my hand at a Cajun accent, especially for the first official time. So let's get the show on the road. I play Puck, the delinquent who uses they, them pronouns.
Awesome. And now let us move around to Wally. Hello.
Hello, my name is Wally. I use he, him pronouns, and I'll be playing Phobos, the protege, who also uses he, him pronouns. Real name Ezekiel.
Excellent. And now over to Thtrnerd. Hello.
Yes, I'm the last one. It's okay, my last name starts with a W, so I'm used to being at the end. I'm going to think it's last but not least.
I was just going counterclockwise.
Hi, my name is Thtrnerd. I use they, them pronouns, but just to make things complicated for this show, I have decided that Mika, or Black Raven, is she, her, just to spice things up a little bit. But I am playing the Reformed, a former supervillain turned superhero.
Awesome. And now I shall toss the baton over to our illustrious GM, Mull. Hello.
Technically, I'm last.
I'm last the players.
Yes, I'm Mole at Molthulu everywhere. I use whatever pronouns you feel like using. I'm ambivalent on the topic. And yes, welcome to Volume 1, Issue 1 of Doctropolis, Rebels with a Cause. The cover of this issue shows a subway platform, mostly a little grubby and out of use. Telltale signs of the city's Art Deco theme runs through the area. There are many crates throughout the scene, each of them bearing the logo of Mortec. At the back, lying on a sofa, is Black Raven, relaxing and watching a wall-mounted TV depicting a news report whose banner reads, "Where are they now?" with silhouettes of Magna Carta, Dr. Twilight, and 2 other heroes. Ahead of her is Phobos, carrying a couple of stacked crates, about to tread on some loose nuts and bolts that litter the floor. Then we focus in on Meta Warp, who has created a barrier bubble around themselves while they are looking at their smartphone. Just to the side are Puck and Null by a table which has some tech connected to a smartphone. Puck is gesticulating wildly as Null has a puzzled look as smoke bellows from the tech up at his face. At the bottom of the cover reads, "The new heroes of Doctropolis, ?
Nice. I love it.
Just so you know what that was all about is in your opening How You Came Together fight, you discovered that Metawarp's barriers disrupt signals. Signals cannot go through them. So what you've been trying to do is figure out if there's a way to jerry-rig your communication devices so they will go through the barrier. That's what that was all about. Yes, we pick up a few months after those events. The underground station has been found, it's been procured, it is in the process of being set up. Most of the basics are in there. And you have discovered that the supercomputer is finally all in place and is just waiting to be booted up.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So, right now, Phobos is definitely looking over the supercomputer, kind of giving it the one over, and he notices that it has the, you know how like screens have that plastic film on it that you got to peel off. He's about to reach for it, and he stops, and he looks over at Null. He goes, "Null, I mean, I know we pretty much are using this just for, work purposes. But I figured you'd, like to do the honors." And I point to the little tab that says "Peel here."
Okay, you point down and you notice a little section on it which has basically the name of the device. The name is the Neuromorphic Advanced Network Interface.
Ooh.
Name?
I could see people trying to figure out the acronym.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, that's hilarious. That is amazing.
Nanny? Is that the Andrew? Okay.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
the computer is your nanny.
Oh, lovely. So quick point of order, just so that I make sure I'm remembering this correctly. Is this a computer we've inherited from Dr. Twilight, or is this one of Midnight's computers, or is this just a new one we've got?
It's Midnight has provided the hardware.
Okay.
The software is from Dr. Twilight's database.
Okay, got it. I'm just be like, yeah.
Because Dr. Twilight and Midnight work together a lot. So they had cross access and all that sort of stuff. So they're using, because obviously Malcolm Moore, tech billionaire, he's the one that's going to be able to provide the most powerful computer. And obviously you're going to want as much information as possible. And that's where Dr. Twilight shone through.
Okay, gotcha. I'm like, yeah, okay. Sure. And so Null gets up. I figure I guess we're not in costume right now. Would that be safe to assume that we already are? Do we all know each other's identities at this point? Have we gotten to that point?
Yeah, I'm open about my identity.
All right. Yeah. So basically, so Null stands up. Skylar stands up. He's like he's like 5'10", and he's got just, very dark brownish black hair. He's part Indian. So his mother was from India. His father's from the U.S. And so he looks up and he's kind of like, right, okay, yeah, sure, I can do that. And Null just sort of heads over, because the thing is that because his because Hagen, what did we call? Did you call it Hagen Tech or Hagen Corp? I can't remember exactly what we called it.
Hagen Tech, I think.
Hagen Tech.
No, it was Hagen Corp because it was
Hagen Corp.
tech.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Hagen Corp, pretty much, we build a lot of sort of different types of computers. So it's one of those things where he usually gets to see it before the plastic's on. So he goes over and he's like, "Oh yeah, right, that's right. Yeah, this is after." I don't think I've ever actually done this before.
You never done this before?
No, I usually get to see them before they go out.
Oh, well, I assume that I figured it's kind of a christening thing for this new place. Figured you peel it off as like a signal that this is it.
I guess that is kind of a ritual that folks have. Cool, awesome. I'm totally.
No, I just figured it be a symbolic kind of thing.
Cool. No, I'm totally. Yeah, he reaches up and quickly, and he will grab the edge of it, the tab, and he will slowly pull the thing.
Wait, how big is the screen?
Roll for strength.
It's one of those typical back computer type things where you've got a large screen.
Oh god, this is gonna be huge.
You just sort of jump up and grab
Probably
it.
about 40-inch screen, and then you've got, you know, like 23-inch screens dotted all around it, so you can put.
Because
bits
if he's
of
gonna
information
go
around
that
it, the main one.
slowly with all of them,
Yeah, same.
I watched.
He's just
Mika
gonna
might
reach
have-
up and
or
start.
Mika might have some words about that.
Yeah, like
Mike is just gonna start reaching up and start
There's-
ripping them off.
yeah,
There's a lot
Ezekiel
of
is gonna
this.
start doing the same
Yeah.
thing.
It's like
MetaWarp's already downloading IMAX.
more of that than I
films.
thought there was going to be.
40.
Oh, I guess I should describe Ezekiel. Ezekiel is he's 6 feet, athletic build. He's African American. He has a dreadhawk, which is like he has dreads, but they're styled into like a mohawk, so it's like clean shaven, like a buzz cut on the both sides, and the dreads are like combed over to the right side of his head. Like they kind of like dangle a little bit over his face, so he's constantly brushing them out of his way of his face all the time. And he's wearing like pretty much he's wearing like combat boots, jeans, and a t-shirt, and pretty much a basic t-shirt. Nothing really odd, but like, oh wait, no, actually the t-shirt on the t-shirt it says this is no goof boy, and it has a picture of a character from Mobile Suit Gundam on it.
Cool. So, who's turning on the computer?
I think it's already happened. Yeah.
Yeah,
think
he
Puck
just steps
already
out of the
turned
way
it
to
on.
let them go at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Puck just reaches out and with the acrylic, one long acrylic nail, just pushes the button and turns the computer on. And then they stand back and watch it come to life.
MetaWarp instantly throws up a shield around it to see if the signal will go through.
Good thing there. Yeah.
I guess I should take this opportunity to describe Puck in more detail. They're 6 foot tall, very, very slim, very waifish. They're curvy. They have some feminine curves to them. They're dressed in, I guess you could say, these sequin fabric that when it lays one way, it's one color.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. I love
Yeah.
that fabric. I can't help but touch it.
They're wearing a crop top made of that, along with black skinny jeans and like knee-high boots that have embroidered flowers on it in their colors.
So, as it was powering up and then the bubble went up, you noticed that one of the lights that had, you know, the Wi-Fi active symbol just, you know, goes off. Basically, you know, saying that there's a problem with network connectivity. It still continues the boot sequence because, you know, you don't need to be connected to the outside world for a computer to work, but it does start up. It comes up to all the screens start flickering. What did we decide was the color of the mortar stuff?
We said the
It's going to be a
colors-
blue, isn't it?
Yeah, it's blue.
Dark blue.
Yeah.
Comes up with these dark blue screens with the Mortec logo on them, and then the Mortec, the main screen, that fades away, and you get what looks like, you know, one of those graphic equalizer baselines, you know, which reacts when it talks.
Mm-hmm.
Greetings, everyone. I am the neuromorphic advanced network interface. How are you today?
Fired off. That's creepy.
Oh.
We might want to adjust that. That's
Yeah, it's kind of hard to hear.
yeah, that's kind of rough.
How about just no? Just no to the creepy voice. No to the voice.
I have many voice options if you wish me to.
Yeah. How about we turn off the creepy voice for now? And I like look at Puck. Like, can you hit a button to do that?
Well, no problem, Cher. And Puck just immediately tries to pull up a keyboard and see what happens. Just starts fiddling about.
Okay, you start looking through the settings and all that sort of stuff, and there's quite a few options.
Puck will scroll through them. You know, like when you back in the olden days when you first got a cell phone and you went through all the ringtones.
I still do it.
Yeah, that's exactly what Puck is doing. They're going through all the ringtones of the supercomputer nanny.
Okay.
Is there a Mary
you go through.
Poppins option?
I don't know if this one would count.
Try again, Puck.
Try that something different, please.
I don't know. It has a certain charm, I guess.
Let's see what else there is.
Okay, are we just gonna sit here and go through my entire voice?
I mean, yeah.
Yes. No.
It's getting to that point.
We can. Perhaps as we look down the list, what options look interesting to us? What one or two options look interesting to us?
Just to make your life easier.
Oh, it's a case of just finding what I'll probably do is I'll have to find something during the week which sounds more neutral than that stranger one.
Yeah, because personally, the first one was very hard for me to understand.
Okay. Let's try this one.
Is this any easy to understand?
Oh yeah, that's easier. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That'll work.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, that's good. Yes, that's good.
I am here to assist you in your crime-fighting endeavors.
Thank you. It feels like this is just another babysitting tool, but sure. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Oh, of course it is. Of course. All right. No. Puck, what do you think of it?
Oh, wow. So that's interesting. I know that I mean Twilight didn't have this kind of interface. It was just the interface was basically me after a while. So this is going to get a little take a little getting used to, but I mean, yeah, voice activated stuff is cool. I'm good with that.
I still don't know how to feel about this, Cher. Give me a little bit to fiddle around with it, yeah?
Well, I'll let you two, deal with it. I think I still may have some more things I need to move around here and get things more situated up in this area.
Well, let me see if the really important thing is in place. Hey, Nanny, could you play some heavy metal?
Of course.
Starts playing AC/DC.
There we go.
Cool. No parental
Nice.
controls. Starts installing R-rated movies.
See, Puck is really, really tempted to see if they can use DoorDash on Nanny now.
Wait, this is a secret lair, Puck.
I want them to deliver it here.
I mean, we don't want DoorDash to know.
We
what
could
got.
use DoorDash here. We would just have to meet them someplace.
Oh,
Just
No,
not
just meet them
here.
up top.
Yeah, we would meet them up top.
Yeah.
I wonder if the noodle place delivers.
Starts.
I don't think it does. I from what I
Not
heard,
that noodle place.
There was a bit of a, faux pas to have noodles delivered.
would you say
Yeah.
pa? Sorry.
Yes. Absolutely.
You have to hire a
There's an
courier.
incoming message.
Like crap.
From
Oh,
who?
crap.
Oh?
Did you drop the shield?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to put it back up?
Well, no, if
Yeah,
we
you got
have
the
a
message.
you might as well listen to it. We're gonna need
Alright.
shield up.
There is also a hardwired line which connects, and it's got an easy disconnect for when the train's in motion. Yeah, just
Very
to allow
important.
for much more.
That cable is gonna get real taut real fast if we go somewhere without doing
speedier data transfer, from
Yeah.
to connections to the
This-
city.
this-
So you've got a wireless access for the computer, but which means you can use it wherever. But while you're back in the station, you've got access to data faster, etc. Bloody.
Does the shield
Because-
interrupt with the cable? We know
no,
it
the
interrupts
cable.
Wi-Fi signal, but what about the cable?
It will not destroy anything when you put
Right,
the
but
barrier
will it stop the
No.
connection?
up.
Okay.
That connection works. The wired connection works. The wireless signal
Cool.
does not
That's
work.
good to know.
My mind immediately just went to the brave little toaster, the vacuum cleaner, and that incredibly long extension cord that the vacuum cleaner used.
You have to rig it up so that when the train sequence starts up, we can just have that disconnect automatically. That'll probably be a good idea.
I think you can do something with that.
Yeah.
Nanny, play incoming message.
The screen flickers slightly, and it comes up with the scene, what is obviously Malcolm Moore's office, and he's sat there at his desk, and he's going, "Afternoon, kids. I see that you obviously think you're ready enough to boot up the computer."
Well, yes, it was kind of the point of having a computer here. What are we going to
You've
do?
been there for 3 months.
We needed to get things situated here.
But now you're ready. And it couldn't come at a better time. I might have a little job for you. Test you out. Get your team working abilities to the forefront.
Okay, great.
Later today, I'm going to be giving a press conference. It's that whole reassure the public that everything's okay type thing, which needs to be done every once in a while because, they haven't seen me in the suit flying around for a while. Problem is, we have intelligence, and Nanny should be bringing it up on the other screens at the moment. Sources from Interpol, Paladin, as well as a few other organizations, that a powered assassin is in Doctropolis and doesn't want me to give the press conference.
Okay. So you want us to what?
I want you to take a reasonable perimeter, keep an eye out, and make sure that everyone's safe.
Fine. All right. Fine. Easy enough.
The press conference is scheduled for 4:00.
What time is it now?
Just after lunch, so about 1-ish.
Okay. Do we have anything to get that? Do we have any info to give us a line on this assassin?
You can check the info that I've sent across from Interpol, etc.
Cool.
We don't know exactly who it is, but we've got a couple of suspects that they've narrowed it down to.
So we don't have.
Great.
We just know that it's an assassin, that they're powered. That's all.
We know that they are a mercenary operative with powers that has been contracted to take me out. And
are they from
the
off-island?
The information we have provided is effectively the people that Interpol either knows are in Doctropolis or don't know where they are.
Well, that narrows it down, doesn't it?
Oh, if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Just rolls her eyes.
Mr. M, sir, have you thought about using a decoy at all for this by any chance?
Like he would use a decoy.
I thought this was a perfect opportunity for yourselves to prove yourself as a team. I'm sure I could extricate myself from this position if necessary, but I wanted to see you guys flex your muscles, as it were. I mean, look around you. I've expended the GDP of a few countries on outfitting your subway.
I suppose in a form of thanks. We'll do this job as a...
And hey, how much easier will your lives be if I'm appreciative of your efforts?
Oh, like Ezekiel, just rolls his eyes and he just walks off to get ready.
I mean, sure. I mean, whatever you say, sir. But I'm just worried. It's an awful risk. With everything. If this,
I
these folks are as dangerous
am
as they
confident.
think.
I am confident I will be okay. The main reason I want to bring you guys in is to make sure no innocent bystander gets hurt.
MetaWarp is already downloading the information and reviewing the location everything that they have.
You'll
and
you'll notice that on top of all the various different screens, to the one side there's a dock which has 6, just because it's it's an even number, 6 tablets, so sized, etc., which are effectively connected to the computer, so you can grab one and access the information from that, so you don't actually have to be sat at the computer.
So Metawarp, who's about 5'2", just in a hoodie and jeans and sneakers, is sitting kind of cross-legged on the floor, looking at the tablet, just scrolling through the information and trying to find any connections to any of the people that her father has taught her about.
Okay.
Quite an
Can I
extensive
get
education in that area.
assess the situation from you,
Righty.
which is superior?
Okay. I start closing and opening things.
First dice roll of the campaign.
First dice roll.
So I have no situational bonus or penalty. Is that correct?
Correct. You hit.
7.
Okay. You manage to. You go through it, and you remember conversations you've had with your dad, etc., etc. You manage to, looking at it and all that sort of stuff with this sort of work, press conference involved, etc. It's a public event, all that stuff. You manage to cull the names down to about 3, maybe 4. The 4th one's borderline whether they'd be involved in this.
So she's then going to cross-reference those with profiles of, what they look like, their MO, that kind of stuff, preferred weapons, powers, that kind of thing. And then she's just going to zap that off to the rest of the tablets for everybody.
Okay.
Okay, so anybody else doing anything with this information?
Yeah.
Malcolm's, sort of basically saw you walk off, rolling your eyes, and then just cut the feed.
Yeah, I go
Kind of, he cut.
I was
cutting the feed.
I was kind of like,
hey,
I like to
job
think I
done
was in the
type
middle of
thing.
we won't let you down, sir, and sort of cut it off in the
Yeah.
middle of that, and I'm like, oh man, I hope we don't let him down again.
Well, the last time we let him down, we kind of kicked his ass. So I found that to be a win-win
what's
situation.
funny? I've had run-ins with
Can't believe we
Midnight
did that.
before, and usually he kicked my ass, but we did a better job as a group of superheroes kicking another superhero's behind.
You can say the word ass, it's not a bad word.
You know
Yeah.
what?
I mean,
I don't.
not hard to say it. Ass.
Definitely not Doctropolis' ass.
Can I ask you a question? And it might involve a roll. But the list from Interpol, are those supervillain names?
They'd qualify. I mean, supervillain is effectively somebody who does bad shit, who has powers. Is generally
Right, but
what you consider
who's on the list?
So yes, all these people on the list would be qualify as supervillains for the purposes of this.
And Metawarp's already narrowed them down and sent it to you, the 3 most
Yeah.
likely suspects.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look at the tab and look at the names.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so is Pac.
Okay, on there you have. Let me just bring up the right sheet. I haven't got the right sheet open. That's helpful. You have Sebastian Ibanez, who hails out of Spain, and his powers generally involve manipulating luck to a certain extent, and he's also a trained sniper. So what he normally does is, uses his powers to manipulate the perfect shot, does it from a distance, etc. That's his MO. Then you have, where is it? Karina Legrand, who's got an ability of short-range teleportation, and they have these spikes that can grow out of their body, and they are highly, highly venomous. So the general thing is they'll teleport as close as they can with their ability, and then stick the person, and then teleport out. The third one is I need to make this easier to do. Called Kairos Rossi from Greece, and he has the ability to duplicate himself. And these duplicates can, while they'll maintain the same size, physique, build, etc. as him, they can appear in different clothing with slightly different complexions, different facial hair, all that sort of stuff. So if you know what you're looking for, you can spot them. If not, they tend to blend in quite well. And he's ex-special forces, so they are all incredibly peak condition for this sort of job. His MO is, he uses all these different people to either brute force his way in or to gain access to other means through disguises, etc., etc., etc. He has never been caught because when the duplicates get taken down, they just disappear. He has never been actually taken down.
Okay.
Oh, Mika, any of these ring a bell with you?
I'm assuming not, correct?
You've probably heard of the teleporting one. They helped the family out with not a hit job, but for a burglary type thing, because the teleportation came in handy there. You've heard of the name, you've never met them.
So that's not one of my friends in low places? Because I could think of a name off of that list that would fit your description of this person. Cool. I mean, I vaguely know of a lot of supervillains. I've never met any of these people, if that's what you're asking.
So you're not familiar with them? None of them strike you as being more likely than the other to show up here and come after?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parental control.
From the files. Sorry, go ahead.
I have feelings about rich people. Let me just put it that way. I'll just say that out loud.
Well,
but I can do more reconnaissance. I know people who know things.
So we have 3 hours or so to prepare for this. So if you can
take
read
about
out
half an hour to get there from the subway.
So we'll say you have roughly 2 hours to prepare. So if you can reach out to someone in the next 2 hours to figure if you.
That depends on if we have a secure or an untraceable line.
Oh yeah, we can get
I don't necessarily want any of my contacts knowing where we are or figuring out we're underground or etc.
Well, you don't even have to do it from here. You can go up to the surface and go use payphone, to be honest.
Yeah. I trust in your abilities to be cloak and dagger about it.
Puck, Null, and Phobos will be of the opinion that this place is going to be untraceable if you're using the systems that Moore put in place, because this is very... Phobos, this is very similar to the tech that Moore uses in his lair.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Puck and Null, you can actually, the tech, and this is above military grade tech.
But I think Black Raven would be a little reluctant to use more tech because she doesn't really want more knowing who she's contacting. I'm supposed to give this impression that I'm not a supervillain anymore.
Well, why don't you, if you think you can find a way to contact them without being on our network, do it, because this will give us a great leg up in the situation we're getting into. Because I don't want to view this as a situation where we're trying to impress more. I'd rather look into this as a situation where we're trying to impress the city.
I mean, okay.
I mean, he's like grab a burner phone if you need one, something like that.
I might have to meet this person in costume and yada yada yada. Just give me a little bit of time.
Ezekiel, you'll actually remember one of the crates you carried did actually have phones written on it.
Oh.
It's like he predicted you might need burner phones and provided you with a dozen of them.
I walk over to that crate and I open it up and I toss Mika a burner phone.
All pre-packaged, and it looks like it's just been bought from some random store.
Cool. If I need it, I will use it. I guess. I know I don't know that much about technology. This looks very burner phone. Like if I stomp this to pieces or soak it with water, it's okay.
Yeah, they're cheap. It is literally just a cheap burner phone.
It's just a
to
basic
someone
flip
someone
phone.
like Moore. This is
So when you're done with it, you can just snap it, drop it in flush it down a toilet or whatever, and it's done.
Yeah.
Why don't you use that and you can contact one of your resources.
Cool. I'm gonna go up top just in case they're good at computers and stuff. And then I would like to contact Scarlet Duchess, who is my contact for inside info.
Okay. That they answer. What's up?
So, have you heard about the assassin that's in town?
Yeah, you're gonna have to be a bit more specific.
Well, if I had more specifics,
in town.
if I had more specifics, the one who might be going after Malcolm Moore.
Okay, well, I don't know of that contract, but we did have I did hear rumor of an assassin coming in from Central Europe about 4 days ago.
Central Europe. Interesting. Any more of a description you could give me?
It's not involved. I'm not directly involved in any of the business. I just heard because someone needed a little bit of help with visas, and I provided it. You know how it works. You don't ask for more information than you need.
I mean, yeah, but I kind of need this information, so I was hoping you had it. So I'm asking because I need it, but
if you gave me some time, I could find out more, dearie. But
we don't have a lot of time. We have like 2 hours. Well, less than that now because it took some. Never mind. It took me some time to get to a safe place where I could call you.
Oh, sorry. There's one particular agent. I wouldn't be able to track them down in that amount of time, let alone get the answer you need.
I think Central Europe at least maybe narrows down our likely suspects. So
give me a number I can text if I can find anything.
I guess I'll run around. Okay, and I'm assuming I have that number.
Yeah, it's probably on the packet somewhere.
555-1234.
Okay. I'll ask some questions, but I can't guarantee I'll get it in time.
Like, if you can do it in the next hour, that would be fantastic. Or as quickly as possible. Because we literally have like 2 hours. Can I pierce the mask, by the way? Because I don't know if I believe that they don't know what's going on. That they don't have more information.
You can try.
I would like to try. I don't know if I'm any good at this.
It's mundane.
I'm not very mundane. Nope. I don't know. I assume they're telling me the truth.
What are the consequences on a miss? There's nothing on a miss. Okay.
I don't know if there is for...
You don't get any
Actually,
information out of it.
I do. I think I do anyway because of one of the moves I took. My wrong side of the tracks move. I need to look at the text of this. You always get to when you pierce the mask of a villain. Even on a miss.
Counts.
So
No,
what?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a situation where I'm going to know the answer to this question, What is their darkest moment?
No. That's if you ask heroes.
Oh, I thought. Oh, I can ask.
You get to ask one of the regular questions if it's a villain.
Oh, duh.
You get to ask that question.
That makes
if
more
they're a hero.
sense. Okay, sorry. It's been.
Oh no! The first time I read it exactly that way as well.
I would like to know what they are really planning.
Everything you can get, they're up to their usual no good bits as a fixer of information, and through fair. You don't actually get the impression they've been anything but straight with you in this call. Trying to get favors, racking up what you owe them, as it were. That was their goal. Their goal is to provide you with the information, so you will owe them one.
Fantastic.
It's funny that a villain who's actually been straight up.
I mean, you can't trust supervillains. Mika is thinking about all the times that she's been like, I'm totally doing this thing, Mom and Dad, not this other thing that I'm sure you'd be disappointed in me doing. Like feeding the poor instead of stealing from them. Nope, not doing that. Fantastic. I guess I just do my thing on the street. And
cool.
Until probably for an hour. I gave them the hour deadline, and at that point I'm going to crunch the SIM card and probably zap the phone with water, because why not?
Okay. They don't get back to you in the hour.
Cool. I do what I said, and then I'll head back down.
Is there anybody else that would like to do anything?
Yes. There was something that I wanted to check out. Basically, I wanted to go on sort of check on sort of the underground network, the hacker network, and sort of figure out if there any if there's any information outside of what Interpol would have as to the whereabouts of these individuals.
Okay, that sounds to me.
I will ask Puck if they would like to join.
I'm going to say that I'm actually going to say that's going to be a directly engager threat, because you're going into the dark web, as it were, and there's always the risk of you getting noticed by persons that you wouldn't want to be.
Ooh.
It's rolling plus danger.
Oh, that's awesome! I have a -1 danger.
That literally you could still succeed. You could still get a full hit.
It's true, yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna get help from,
I was just about to ask that. If like Puck helped him, would that help the situation maybe?
Yeah.
You'd have to spend a team from the pool.
Oh, is that how that works?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We only have one team, one pool, one.
You
one
will get
team
more
right
pool
now, so.
if you come across a big threat, but you start the session with one.
I think I'll sync this on my own. I'll sync myself on my own here and expose myself to horrible danger. So I'll go to. Well, no, you already said I think this is a secure terminal, so.
You're fairly certain they won't be able to trace where you are, but there's still stuff that people can build up, information-wise, from you using the dark web.
That's fair.
They might not be able to find you, but
no, that's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, no. I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and see what happens. I am going to press the button now, unless there are any objections.
I thumbs up.
All right.
None from me.
Well, I'm not there, so I can't give you a thumbs up even if I wanted to.
Let's see if I can get in here. Sometimes these folks are okay. Sometimes. Situational bonus? No. It's an 8.
Hey,
it's a hit. It is a hit. Okay, so you get to pick one from the list.
Okay.
Resist or avoid blows doesn't count. So you got to take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Haha. No. So I guess this would be what I want is I can see this bending in either direction. Really, either create an opportunity for your allies or take something from them. I think this is more take something from them, which is the information that I am looking for.
You go through and you come across somebody, and through a bit of bartering, that you get pointed towards a gap in the aircraft, the airport security, which allows you to, with a little bit of tapping, etc., allows you to access the security logs. And through tracing it and with Nanny's help,
awesome.
you do bring up a facial recognition thing of somebody who could very well be, but obviously with this person, you cannot ever be 100% sure, could be Kairos Rossi.
All right, so I just basically, so it's like after a few minutes, I'm like, okay, we got the airport feed. We just bring it up on Nanny, and we're like,
but I'll say that you Raven would have passed it, because you did say you were going to pass the information to the others, didn't you? About when they came in the country. Or am I remembering that wrong?
I think you said. I think Raven said that they were, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
Because when you found out that roughly when they came in the country, you did say you were going to be passing that information on, didn't you?
Yes, I probably would have. Not on the burner phone. I'm assuming we have some sort of team communication device.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, you have two sets of secure communication. One of them is the standard, and there's one which you believe Malcolm has no access to.
I would probably specifically use the one that Malcolm has access to prove to him we are doing superhero things.
Okay, so with this information coming in, it narrows down the amount of trawling you have to do, because you're only looking through a day's CCTV as opposed to a week's CCTV. You come across, and the only hit that you get that day is from people that were on the entire Interpol list, even though you were focusing on the three, is one person who could very well be Kairos Rossi, because his picture's on file. Well, one of his duplicates.
Yeah.
Pictures is on file.
And I was thinking that's really the only Central European country you talked about.
Well, Sebastian, what's his name, from Spain, could have flown out from Central Europe.
Okay, I guess that's a little bit more Central Europe.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine that they're not coming out of their country of origin.
They probably bounced around so they wouldn't get tracked.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've got a Rossi. Don't know which one, but do we know how far apart from himself he has to be to do this, or can he just send himself all over the place?
Looking into it, the leading theory amongst the Paladin intelligence analysts is that it needs to be within line of sight for him to create them. From that point on, he can control them wherever, but the further the distance goes, the more fuzzy it gets, eventually to the point where they're useless to him and he just gets rid of them.
Okay.
They haven't quite figured out what those ranges are, but they have seen duplicates that are basically just been walking around like zombies.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they're approached, they disappear.
All right. So I mean, that could be the original.
Once we have that, once we have all of us have that information, I think MetaWarp's just going to look at the rest of the team and say, look, I'm going to slip out a little early. I'm going to go start blending in with the crowd. Because with the grayscale, she can kind of disappear into shadows and stuff and let her kind of scope out the situation. And because we're using subvocal mics, she can let you guys know if she sees anything.
That's a good idea. You head on ahead of us, and just do that. Null and Puck, I'm gonna need you to at least, if you can, tap into any kind of cameras around the area that we can at least keep an eye on things that meta can't keep an eye on. Can you guys do that?
We can do
Oh.
that. Absolutely, we can do that.
Operative Dust, it seems that you may be wishing to leave. You might want to pay attention to crate B6.
What do you mean?
Mr. Moore took the liberty of creating some enhanced masks/sunglasses for the team, which would allow for instant video feeds.
Oh. Well, there we go.
I am immediately at crate B6.
Effectively, you got a variety of masks, a variety of sunglasses. You know, there's something in there that would suit your aesthetic, be it mask or sunglasses. And even if it's just like the Google Glass style thing, where you've literally just got the piece of glass which has the thing, but it allows you to send visual communication through it.
Does my armor have it already built in?
Yeah, it's effectively the same tech you've got in your armor, but put into.
All right. So in that case, all right, and Black Raven, I'm gonna need you also, if you do so want to. You may want to do your own thing. If not, I'm open to hearing an idea from you also. But I think you could also blend in with the crowd along with Meta Warp, and also keep an eye on things.
I feel like we should probably have some of us focusing our attention up, like to the tallest building with a line of sight to wherever.
That will be me. I'll be in the highest point I could find and see, at least keep an eye from above.
And what about those of us who can't fly?
Oh, I can't fly. I
know, but if you're already up there, you're alone. I don't know why I care about you all of a sudden so much, but you're alone.
I will be fine up there, just keeping an eye on everything. Don't worry. I have my ways of getting down.
That's not what I'm concerned about at all. I'm concerned about you getting ambushed by a guy who literally makes bullets appear out of nowhere. And I think Black Raven does a look around because she realizes she's getting really loud and really animated about this. Does she see anyone around? I'm assuming she found a pretty secluded spot to make the call in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, this area was specifically chosen to have lots of areas where you could, slip out of public view easily, and then get to the subway.
I've got a dilemma. Maybe I don't have a dilemma. I'm trying to decide if Black Raven actually has her super being costume, or not. Because she might have to make her way back. But I also need to know at what point in waiting for the phone call is this all happening.
This will be towards the end of that hour. But you've still got, after that hour, you're still going to have an hour and a half until you have to leave the subway.
Right.
So while Mika is kind of going off worrying about me, I would like to use my move, Heroic Tradition. When I give someone the advice that I think my mentor would give, I get to roll plus the label my mentor embodies to comfort or support someone.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to. I pretty much, because Mika's going off saying that they're worried about me, that I could get ambushed. And I say this. Should I roll first and say what my advice is going to be?
No, do your spiel and then we'll do the roll.
Right. I say this. I understand. Believe me, I understand you're worried about me. But even though in all his ways and his assholeness and just being the guy that he is, he kind of always said this one thing to me when he says that, yeah, the situation is going to be dangerous. And yeah, we're scared. But even though because we're scared, that means we're going to be even more cautious about this than even before. So yeah, I'm terrified right now. but that means my head is going to be in the game completely. So don't worry, I'll be fine. And then can I
make your roll?
I'm gonna make my roll.
Yeah, it's going to be with superior. So
Yeah. And I'm adding nothing to it.
But you can add one if you have influence
I don't think
over.
the only one that does is.
I don't have any influence over them. And submit.
Full hit. Okay.
Ooh, a full hit. Oh dang! Yeah, that's a plus 11.
On a 10, on a 10 plus, you can also add a team to the pool or clear a condition. There's going to be.
I'm going to add a team to the pool. I'm going to definitely add a team to the pool because I don't think any of us have condition.
I don't have a condition, so that.
No, but
would
you
make the most
get-
sense.
On a hit, they hear you. They can either mark potential, clear a condition, or shift labels if they open up to you. I.e., if you go along with that in this case.
So since I've already failed once, let's go for another potential. So here we go.
Oh right, yeah, that's right. If you fail to roll, you mark potential. No,
I'm the only one that's failed a roll so far.
Yeah, your choice out of those three is you will just mark potential. There's no roll. Is you get to
I
choose
understand,
one of those three.
but I'm going to open up to him. I'm going to role play this out to earn my potential. Look, I know I haven't opened up a lot to you guys about my childhood, but you all know I was a supervillain, and quite frankly, it wasn't my choice. I don't really want to get into it, but what I'm saying is you're more of my family than my actual family. And even though I hate Midnight with a burning fiery passion, and kind of by transitive property you, because you remind me of everything he embodies, your family and superheroes are literally being taken out. Now, granted, we took one of them out ourselves. They're being taken out. I think I have ample reason to be worried about you. And even though I think you can handle it, and I think you're going to be cautious, I'm still worried.
He pats her on the shoulder.
I think I'm.
Oh, that's right. You're not a baby. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry. He goes, that actually means a lot, Mika. Despite that you kind of hate me, but that does mean a lot. And even though you are a former villain, believe me, I trust you. And believe me, I hate him as much as you do.
You're kind of growing on me. Don't tell the other. Oh wait, we're on an open.
I think they will say it anyway.
I think she starts saying it, and then she realizes, like, I gotta keep up appearances. Like, I hate you.
Okay.
You're an awful guy.
Okay, so you can mark potential, clear a condition, or shift labels.
I don't want to shift labels, so I'm just gonna mark potential.
Okay.
Nice.
And this is probably about the time they go, screw it, they're not getting back to me. Fortunately, our time frame is too tight, and snaps it.
Okay, is there anything that Puck wants to be doing while all this is going on?
Other than make sure that they have all their tech gear ready to go, nope. Nothing really they want to do.
Is there anything else people want to do before you start heading out?
I'm just going to say briefly, you're going to see me fishing out. He just had to do... Null has one of these moments where he's looking at a mask and he's looking at a pair of sunglasses. And he goes with the sunglasses. He puts a mask in his pocket, but we'll see if this is permanent or not. Then he's picking up and finishing up. You see another quick panel of him finishing and perfecting this device that he's now fitting to his arm. And in my no powers move, I am writing the words snare launcher. Which I am putting on. This is a thing that releases a spontaneously generated sort of microfilament mesh thingy that comes out in a little web and snares people.
The Spider-Man's web launcher, but always
kind of,
in a snare fashion as opposed to...
Yeah.
line.
Is
Yeah,
it
it's just
That's
a
very
thing
cool.
on the back, mounted
is
on
it
the back of my arm.
bola or is it an actual net? I need it for my own visual purposes.
It comes out as this little gray sphere, that as soon as it it just sort of hit, just like a second after it pops out, but before it hits, it'll like spring into a net, basically, and cover a person. Sometimes there's more of it than others, so it'll be like sometimes it'll be like it might not cover their entire body, but it'll it'll essentially like web them down, that kind of deal.
Okay. I just wanted to have a picture in my head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
So
bind
we
them to the
cut-
nearest object.
We cut to a panel of where the press conference is going to be taking place. Obviously, this is going to be outside of Mortec HQ, but describe to me the scene.
I kind of like see it because it's more he's making a spectacle of it. So there's like this like an outside dais where there's like there's a huge crowd around it. And like there's like a first group of it, like the first wave of it is nothing but press, and then behind them are people, fans of Midnight, fans of Moore himself, and he has on this stage the local hot band of Doctropolis playing.
Okay, I mean, one thing that I imagine is that behind him and in the front of Mortec HQ is a huge bronze statue of him.
Yeah, oh no, it's not even a huge bronze statue of him. It's a bronze statue of Midnight. No,
Yeah.
It's a bronze statue of it's a bronze statue of Midnight and Moore, and they're back to back like this.
Oh
So
my
yes.
god.
Okay, so that's what is directly behind, where the podium and all that sort of stuff is. But what are you expecting out in the front? Are you talking, just regular plaza? Is there like big wooded area or huge skyscrapers next door? Tell me what you see.
There's the press gathered up. They're all kind of clustered up at the front. And there is a crowd because it's more and everybody knows. So
Yeah.
in amongst the crowd, you also have vendors with push carts of hot dogs, popcorn, nachos, all of that kind of stuff. And so that there's, at any given time within the crowd, you've got 4 to a half a dozen of these push carts, which will sometimes block people's views as they're moving through the crowd.
When you
Fantastic.
say a handful of carts also have like major superhero action figures.
Oh yeah, cheap knockoff merchandise.
Yeah.
Like you find in Chinatowns and stuff.
These push carts are actually being removed by more security, so the Mortec merch pop-up store can operate.
I mean, they're not making money before they get removed. I just want there to be cheap knockoffs of superhero toys. Superhero.
If you
knockoff
Mortec security
toys
is
of
dealing with them
superheroes.
though, because
if you have to ask for a certain special, and then they'll reach into one of the compartments and pull out the toy. Because otherwise, they're just a food vendor, man. Just a food vendor. That's all.
Oh yeah, that's even better.
I'm imagining that in this sort of access to this square area that a lot of people like sort of have traffic through generally, that maybe as part of the, let me know if this doesn't work, but maybe as part of like the buildings, like on the bottom floor of some of these buildings, you've got like these the kind of the sort of places you go on lunch break type businesses. Like you have cafes and you have and you might have like cell phone place, Thai restaurant, that kind of thing. Basically all about here. Cheap accessory stores.
I mean, that makes
kind of
perfect
thing.
sense.
There's also food trucks. There's like a ring of food trucks around the edge of the
Definitely.
crowd.
This place has been turned into a mini festival type thing whenever Moore has a press conference. So
I think it's like a big deal whenever Moore has a press conference that it's kind of like it's like legit that area of the city becomes like a party area.
Yeah, all dates back to a while back where the new Morpho was just thrown away and given away to people, so everybody just shows up because
Yeah.
they know he does stupid, crazy stuff
Like
that.
Oprah, except it's like fired out of a t-shirt cannon.
Probably also have press vans around, that kind of deal.
Can we say
Yeah.
that this
Oh, absolutely. On the outside of the food truck van is the circle of press vans with all the TV broadcasts, satellite dishes up, everything like that.
Can we say this is like Times Squares where there's LED screens everywhere? So now I'm imagining Malcolm in front of at the podium in front of the statue of himself in midnight with a LED screen behind that, like huge Jumbotron LED screen behind that on a building with him at the podium. So you see the legs of the bronze statue, because that just seems ostentatious.
And also, to
Absolutely.
even ramp up the ostentatiousness of it all, he has these drones that are flying around that are displaying these holographic screens of also what's on the stage. So people who are up close front, there's a screen flying around at all times to show off what's going on, so no one can't not see.
Okay, so the way I'm seeing is you've got Moore Tower, then you've got the Jumbotron on the front of Moore Tower. It's one of these, he's developed this tech so it can just fold away and just disappear out of sight when he doesn't need it. Then you've got the statue, and you've got the dais, and then you've got the buildings to the side, which, very good lunchtime crowd type shops on the ground floor, probably offices above it, but for businesses that aren't as big but are willing to pay for a good address type offices will be above those. Again, some LED displays there with various advertising. Then the middle area is like a park area where you've got all the crowd and vendors and all that sort of stuff. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then you've got the drones. And I'll also say that there's a helicopter from one of the news stations is currently up and getting shots of the crowd.
Yeah.
For the whole thousands turn out to watch more say blah.
So Meta Warp is she's kind of mid depth into the crowd because she knows the range of like her shielding and different things. So she's about mid depth in the crowd, but she's kind of, you never quite get a beat on her because of the whole grayscale. So it's always kind of like is that a shadow? What did I see? As she kind of is moving a little bit through there. Kind of shadowing one of the carts.
Picking your route well.
Right. So the carts are what's creating like ripples through the crowd as people move out of the carts way and like that. So she's kind of on the edge of one of those ripples.
I think Black Raven is probably right in the thick of it, not wearing her costume because she's trying to blend in. I think she has it on underneath whatever she's wearing. Like she took the time to like figure that out. And it's probably just like an ankle length trench coat, or like maybe just I'm just trying to figure out what exactly their fashion is. I want it to be like a long black, like old school reporter's jacket.
Okay. And where's Puck setting up?
Puck is going to try to sneak backstage and
Fucking shit.
and hang out with the tech crew just to keep an eye on
Okay.
things.
So you're trying to do this
They're
discreetly.
basically operating on the humans are honeybees principle, where if a foreign bee gets into a hive, all the other workers just assume the bee is supposed to be there.
You know what? I'll say you manage it because it's not. This is just regular workers. They're busy doing their job. You're used to this sort of stuff. Even if you do, tend to wear neon pink.
You could probably do the job of all of the techs back there by yourself, or between you and Null. Like, let's be real.
So
Okay,
they're
so
gonna
you're hiding backstage. I'll say it's. You found an area where a load of the speakers, those huge piles of speakers that they're going to set up, an area there where they're done doing all their checks, they're happy with it, and you're probably about 30 feet or so away from where the podium is, where we'll be talking.
Perfect.
Yeah, you couldn't really get any closer without being on the
visible.
stage, really. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And you're up on top of one of the rooftops, yes?
Yeah, I am on top of one of the rooftops, like nearby, because like it's that open area, and then like further back there is like adjacent buildings. Definitely on one of the top of the rooftops, like keeping.
Okay, I'll take it one of the buildings closer to.
Yeah, and I'm in my armor, so I'm kind of crouched on the edge of it, and I'm like letting the armor like pretty much scan across the area, zooming in on various faces, which I mean, considering that, you know, he can change his form and then those forms can look like someone else.
Okay, so you've constantly got a little video feed, you know, picking faces, and you got the little things, and you can see, you know, this little display at the bottom, you know, showing that Nanny is processing the information.
I'm also like, if I can, I would like definitely have my suit also linked up to Null, if I can, if Null will let me. We link our visuals, like I link my visuals to his visuals since he's down on the floor, and then I'm guessing because he's like hacking into the cameras also.
Yeah, Puck also has their tablet out, and they're connected with Null and with Phobos as well.
Okay, cool. So where is Null setting up?
That's an excellent question. No one knows where Null is. No. I mean, I'm tempted to say, I was tempted to say he's in one of the coffee shops hijacking their Wi-Fi, but he's probably. But I mean, why do that? Why do that with a coffee shop when you have a perfectly good news van you can hack there? But still.
Funny enough, one of the coffee shops does have an outdoor seated area, which is conveniently close to one of the news vans.
Yeah, that would work. So basically, what he's doing is he's kind of set up, and he's got kind of he's got his sort of tablet computer that that fits inside his coat, but still is big enough to be like a laptop. But he's working on, and he's actually got like multiple. He's got like some stuff on the screen and some on the glasses, and he's actually sort of split the signal, and he's sort of looking out and a little bit in front of him, and he's also probably trying to get a feed from the drones to see if he can throw that in to assist in the recognition, because there's so many drones around here. He's like, hey, if we can just get their feeds.
Can I have a unleash your powers just to see how much of the security in the area you can garner access to?
Okay. My freak is -1. Let's see what happens.
Have I just happened to pick your 2 skills up that were -1?
Yes, you did. I'm going to be great when it comes to calming people down afterward. Right now. and defending people. I'm good at those things. No bonus penalty. 11! Yay!
Nice.
Full hit. Okay, you have full. If there's a camera, okay, do you access private individuals' technology to gain access to their video cameras?
Yes.
You can. So you're going full Dark Knight on this.
This is one of those things where he just sort of I mean, he's not going to do he doesn't want to. He's not doing it, hijacking it permanently. This is just for right now.
Okay.
Yeah, basically he's setting it up so that he can see from anywhere he needs to. Because he just sort of does that by reflex.
Okay, so you're basically taking up an Overwatch situation on the thing with your stuff.
Okay, very much. And it's just one of those things where I'm like, and got it. Okay, cool. This doesn't always work. Hey, Phobos, you wanna see how many cameras I've got right now?
How many do you have?
I press a button and then you see.
Like for that brief moment, Phobos slips out of his superhero voice. He goes like, "Oh wow!"
It's like when you have the retail voice.
Yeah.
For some reason, your eye gets drawn to this one camera, which is obviously out back of one of the fast food places, and it's basically just at the back kitchen area, and you've just got this guy picking his nose while he's doing the fries. Eyes just focus on that.
I look at that screen and I say, Metawarp, we need a new spot to go to.
Why?
we just need a new spot to go to. I don't.
This isn't your fast food place.
Oh, it isn't. Okay, good.
Same chain,
Okay.
but
Okay, good.
All right.
I didn't think you'd pick a fast food place right next to more.
Oh, I would not. Oh, definitely not.
Okay, so anybody can do this because you're all keeping an eye out. Puck's probably in the least useful position for it, but can someone do and assess the situation to basically?
I'll do it because that's my skill.
I was gonna say it shouldn't be me.
Because I roll for superior.
I'll also give you a +1 because everybody's doing it.
Oh, you're gonna give me a +1 also?
Yeah, because
Okay,
everybody's doing it, and you're keeping in communication with each other.
Oh, sweet.
So I'll
Awesome.
allow that.
All right, so +1 and pow.
Okay. You survey and all this sort of stuff. You've got Nanny doing facial recognition and this, that, and the other. Just as you hear the clamour of the doors opening and the whole crowd with Malcolm starting to walk down towards the podium, there's a few bits and pieces which come to the group's attention. You notice on one of the cameras from on the outskirts there appears to be some sort of protest group. Basically some sort of complaint about working conditions in one of the Mortec subsidiaries factories moving along. Nanny does pick up that there are remarkably similar facial structures of several of the protesters. Not all of them, about half of them. Also notice that you get 2 pings of similar facial structure, etc., making their way through the main crowd. And strangely enough, you also pick up that one member of the Mortec security team, not the ones directly next to Moore, but near the stage area, also fits the same general description.
I relay all this information to everybody. All right. There's a group of protesters over, and I tap. I use my helm. I use my armor to send the image to everyone's visual. There's a group of protesters over there. Several of them, they're all pinging with reasonable similarities to facial structure. However, we have 2 people over there with 2 similar facial structure, the exact same facial structure, going through the crowd. Also, we have a security guard over there that also matches the same facial structure.
I'll cover these protesters.
Okay.
And a warp starts making their way through the crowd.
Can I get a if you're making your way in that direction, can I get a I think the most appropriate one here is going to be directly engage a threat. The threat being you get spotted.
Okay. So that's a danger.
See, directly engage a threat is not just, beating things up. Okay, you're fairly confident you haven't been spotted, and you managed to move across.
All right. As they're moving through the crowd, they are going to charge up their powers. So it's almost like a static flicker before the grayscale settles down. So I just need to.
Okay, you do get a couple of moments where a couple of random civilians kind of get a little bit. They're not sure why, but they get kind of a little bit freaked out, and they give you a bit of a wide berth, which actually makes you cross the distance a little bit quicker.
Okay.
But as I said, you succeed in the roll, so you're pretty sure you haven't been noticed.
All right, I am.
At this point, Moore is about halfway to the podium.
So I'm conflicted as to whether or not to like intercept him, although I don't really care about him other than he's our sugar daddy. I mean, it's true. You laugh, Jim, but it's true.
That's
That's really true.
that's why
I
I'm
will
laughing.
point out, he appears to be wearing a midnight suit. Not with the helmet. He's just doing it. Just the whole. Yeah, I'm midnight.
This.
Type
Oh,
thing. Yeah, he's basically just walking
okay.
along. And he goes,
You know what? Screw him. He can fend for himself. He's being an ostentatious rich man right now.
He's Iron Man.
As far as you know, that suit does not work.
Yeah, but nobody else knows that.
That we now know of. But Puck.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I suppose Puck would have the best avenue to on stage if it comes down to that.
Puck and Black Raven. Actually, Black Raven and Puck, can you see if you can either intercept the two people in the crowd or the security guard that's nearby the stage?
Puck,
I'm gonna go after. Didn't you say there were two that like look identical that aren't the security guard?
There's two that look identical that look identical. They're not security guards, but they're making their way through the crowd. And there is one security guard that also looks like them.
Puck
and is making his way towards more.
They're they're closest to the stage.
Okay, here I go, Cap.
I kind of like mentally sigh because she called me Cap.
Oh, she's very good at getting under people's skin.
And Puck?
Puck is going to keep an eye on the security guard and head toward him.
Okay. Again, I'm going to ask you for the same directly engage a threat to see whether you get spotted or not.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's danger. I'm okay with this, I guess.
No, this is for Puck.
Oh, for
I'm trying.
I mean, I'm headed that direction. I'm going not towards the security.
Yeah, but you're in the crowd, and from what I got, you were just generally moving in that direction at the moment. So.
Well, my intention is to try to intercept them and/or distract them from doing things to more.
We'll do that one afterwards.
I got a 9.
Okay, 9. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's a success. You managed to get across. You managed to position yourself in another area. Are you actually trying to intercept them, or are you just trying to be ready to?
I'm prepared to intercept him if he tries to make a move, but I will just keep an eye on him. Okay,
what you do is you climb up a bit of a ladder that goes up to the back of the Thtrnerd. So you're currently hooked on this little platform in the back of the Thtrnerd, which kind of looks over the area where he's standing.
Okay.
Basically, you had to climb up on the other side of the Thtrnerd and move across to get to him. That's basically how you managed to do it without being seen.
Okay, yeah. And Puck is just going to keep an illusion at the ready and wait.
Okay, so now Black Raven, you moving across, do the same thing to see whether you get spotted.
Kapow! Almost a kapow.
Fantastic. Yeah, you move across, you do not get spotted whatsoever. So far, they have absolutely no idea any of you are doing anything, as far as you know.
So I actually want to walk up to them and engage them. This might be the stupidest idea. So basically, I'm going to go up. You guys look really familiar to me, and I'm not sure where I've met you. Like, did we go to school together? Like, just this innocuous, like, conversation about nothing.
He turns around to you, looks you dead in the eyes, and you get a moment of what he's obviously thinking about what he's going to do. At which point, he kind of explodes. Not in a big, huge explosion, more in a slightly concussive pop.
Like Nightcrawler?
Yeah, that sort of bump just disappears out of existence. You get slightly pushed back from the concussive wave because you weren't expecting it. Not a huge amount. You don't take any damage. Nothing like that.
I think it's
and at which point, you as a team are going to be facing your first threat.
Here we go.
You are going to enter battle against a dangerous foe. But I think we should probably wait until after a break.
Boy.
Ah!
I think
Oh,
it's an
boy.
automatic like water shield, like whoosh, like
Okay.
Excellent.
Yep, that works.
Excellent. Awesome. Well, we will be back in just a few minutes. See you shortly. We have returned. And things are exploding all over the place. Let's do something about that. What's going on?
Okay, so your team is entering battle against a dangerous foe. The first thing we do, and I'll let you one of you guys do it, whoever wants to, is add 2 teams to the pool.
I got it.
Okay.
I have no idea what teams do, but I'm excited.
Have you ever played Fate?
Like kind of like
Oh, I need to open up that one.
like a
more
talk
explode.
in Blades, I believe.
They're a lot like
that,
Fate.
that
points.
description isn't good enough, so I need to open up the full one. Give me a second. We'll get better at this because this is, new and wonderful.
Yes, it's new and shiny.
Is it that? No, that's not what I wanted. That's team moves, not team. Where is it?
And now the rules.
Anyone working with the team
There
can
we are.
spend team 1 for 1 to help a teammate and give them +1 to their roll. You can spend the
that's-
team to act selfishly. Say how your actions ignore or insult your team. Remove 1 team from the pool. Shift the label up or down. So basically, it either helps or hinders.
Okay, so just entering into the thing gives you 2 teams to the pool. Who is the leader of the team?
Phobos.
Phobos.
Yeah.
Phobos.
Yeah, Phobos.
I will also, because I am being viewed as the leader. When you enter, I get the move captain. Thanks, Black Raven. When you get into the battle as a team, add an extra team to the pool and carry +1 forward to all of my rolls.
Is it +1 forward or +1 ongoing?
+1 forward.
That means
If
you
I'm the
get
leader.
1 +1 on your first roll.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
But also
'cause
add one more
ongoing
team to
is
the pool.
for the fight. Forward is you get 1, but it's the next roll, whatever. it is.
And I'm going to add one more team to the pool because
Okay.
of the captain bill.
Does the leader have influence over every teammate?
Nope.
Only one I don't
No.
have influence over is Black Raven.
Okay. What is everyone's purpose in the fight?
Defend Midnight.
To keep midnight safe.
Yeah.
To keep midnight safe.
Yep.
To take down the assassin.
Okay, so there is a slight difference, so you don't get an extra team.
Go.
Does any team member mistrust the leader or the team?
I don't.
You don't?
No.
I mean, I think if this would have been 3 months ago when we first came together as a team, maybe. But I think
I would say it's specifically mistrust. You may not completely trust the team.
well, it's
But that's
specifically
different.
Phobos. Like Puck and I are like ride or die.
Okay, do you mistrust Phobos or do you just not completely trust him yet?
I don't think it's mistrust. I don't.
You don't. Okay.
I just really don't like the guy. I guess that's
Okay.
different.
Okay. Is the team ill prepared or off balance?
No.
I
No.
don't think so.
Not
no.
especially.
No, I don't think so.
Especially with we did a full out Overwatch. I doubt it.
Yeah.
Okay, which means you have 5 teams to play with. That is actually
Nice.
pretty decent.
Wait, do we get another one from being fully prepared? Because
No, you remove a team if you're ill prepared.
okay, cool. All right.
Those last couple of questions remove team.
Good job, guys. We didn't lose any team to the pool.
Yay!
Question. Can I use my move been reading the files? I first encounter important superpower phenomenon. I roll superior. And on a hit, I tell the team one important detail I learned from my studies.
Yes, you can do that. Absolutely.
Come on.
This will be like my first one, so I get my +1 to it.
Ooh, that's
Yes.
a good call.
So it's plus superior.
Yeah. 13. Oh, wow. 13.
Wow, you got bigger than big.
Right.
Okay, so on a 10 plus, ask on a hit, tell the team one important detail you've learned.
All right. So, one important detail I've learned about them.
Okay, I'm going to throw this out there. This isn't what you've learned, but you do know that this guy's moniker is Replica.
Okay. One thing I have learned about Replica is that they can see. No, they can pretty much see through the replicants. Like the replicants are under like a hive mentality. Like it's a hive mind kind of mentality that all the replicants have.
Oh shit.
Okay, and I will tell you as the GM that on the villain quick sheet under powers, it has hive mind.
Oh, okay. All right.
So yeah.
Did you read ahead in the book?
No, I just like threw that out there.
I kind of like it. It makes me think of the Geth from Mass Effect. Aren't those the like robot hive minds?
Oh yeah. Okay, on a 10+, you can ask the GM a follow-up question, and they will answer it honestly.
Follow-up question. Does Replicant ever enter the situation himself directly? Actually, no, wait. No, even better. What is what is his biggest fear?
His biggest fear?
Yes.
Getting caught.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, that's a perfect one.
I mean, you already had the answer to the other one from the research that was done earlier.
Yeah. All right, I'm good.
Okay. So you've just had this guy, poof, disappear out. I think the other one, who's about 20 feet away. Yeah, but you got loads of people in between you. At this point, you see him reach into his coat. And he starts pulling something out, and you can see that he's fiddling with something.
Is that the one that was
This
also
is the one
walking
that's
through
in the crowd. Yeah.
Okay.
The one that I'm close to?
There's about 20 at the moment. Meta Warp is probably closer, but he's about 20 feet away from you, Black Raven, but he's probably only about 10 feet away from you, Meta Warp. The way I'm seeing it is that you're kind of going like that towards him, but Black Raven went to this one first, and therefore, is a bit further away.
And
Let me ask you a question. Do we have to be careful about hurting the mundanes?
Hurting innocents is a bad thing.
Damn. Okay.
Question. So this guy is, because Meta Warp went over to move to the protesters. So this guy's kind of edged over closer to them as well?
Yeah, he's on the protester side.
Okay. So
the protester side. On the other side is where the security guy is.
Okay.
Which is where Puck is. So if you take it down the middle, on the one side you have the protesters and the guy near you. On the other side you have the one that was next to Black Raven and the security guard.
What are the ones in the protesting group doing?
Okay, you can actually see them starting to come round the corner of the road. Basically, the roadway. It's all pedestrianised.
Right.
From Moore Tower and the buildings that are on that side, you can just start seeing them. The protesters, they've all got the chance and all that sort of stuff. If you want, you can assess the situation to get a good idea of what's going on over there.
Yeah, what I want to know if anybody else, if any of the other face replicants are doing the same motion, or if it's just this one guy.
Okay.
So assess the situation?
Assess the situation, yes.
All right. And I have a condition, so do I have an automatic -1 to that?
Is it assess the situation? Does it affect assess the situation?
No, it does not.
Okay, because if you've marked it in Roll20, it will
that's right.
It will automatically take your conditions into account if you roll the appropriate stat.
All right. Oh, that's still a miss.
Okay. It is possible for people to use team to get that roll up, but that's up to you guys. I mean, you'd have to get it up by 2 for it to be a hit.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. I don't think we should add a team to this.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Right. Okay, so you mark potential.
Mm-hmm.
And on a miss, you just don't get the information. You've got a lot. You just at the wrong moment, one of those damn food carts gets shifted right into your view, your line of view, and you just cannot see what's going on over in that corner.
All right, she's going to turn her attention back to the guy in the crowd that's doing something and start angling towards him.
Okay, Phobos, what are you doing?
I see the guy that was fiddling with the stuff, coming like pulling the stuff out of the pocket?
Yes, from your angle, because you're a lot closer to the stage and you've got a head out and things. He appears to be trying to light something.
Oh, what
He
I would
clearly has a Zippo in one hand and something else in the other hand.
and it's like how far away would you like say I'm far from it? Like
You're on top of the building, which is going to be probably 40, 50 feet off the ground.
Okay, then
and then you're going to have another 40, 50 feet from the building across the ground. So as the angles go, you're talking close.
Okay. Then what I'm going to do is, oh boy, this is going to be, let's go for it. I point out my hand towards the one pulling something out of their pocket, fiddling with it, and I fire one of my like blade darts to knock everything out of their hand. My wrist.
Okay, that will be. I'll say that'll be unleashing your powers.
Okay. Oh boy.
Because you're not really being threatened by him.
Yeah.
So. Ooh. Okay, mark potential.
Crap.
Okay.
It's kind of theming that your first outing in the actual comic book is going comically wrong.
Yeah.
You were doing so good up until these
so
last
good.
2 rolls.
No plan survives first contact.
So yeah, I fire it.
Okay, you fire it, and this is actually at the same moment that everything else is going on, and the vendor cart that got in the way of Metal Warp happens to have a load of balloons coming off the top of it, and your dart basically enters one of the balloons. The pop of the balloon causes it to lose trajectory and momentum, and it basically just scatters off harmlessly.
I after that I like swear into my breath and I tell no, keep eye on the one that's messing with something in their hand. And I go to yeah, that's all I do.
Got it. Okay. I'm contemplating doing something that involves crowd control. Something terrible. So do I have the one with the do I have the one with something in their hand on one of the cameras? Or did we isolate it?
You do, but because of the amount of people around him, you do not have a clear view of what he's doing. You can see the head, and because you've got the video link ups and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Now needs to be able to collaborate and basically tell you which guy it is, but you just cannot see what he's doing.
Right now, people aren't like running and panicking or anything yet, are they? Or did
No.
they see something just exploded? So I assume that
A balloon popped. Balloons pop occasionally.
yeah.
Some of the people near the truck probably turned around and had a look up and then just carried on their way because it was just a balloon.
Okay.
The other pop when the guy burst, even though it had the concussive thing, it wasn't particularly loud. It was more of a.
I feel like
as opposed to bang.
Okay. I feel like I need to get some of these people out of the way. So what I'm gonna do is I think I'm going to put this guy's face up on the screens if I can, and just sort of issue warning. This this individual is
Okay,
armed and dangerous, back away immediately. If you see this individual,
that'll
back away
definitely
immediately.
That'll definitely be an unleash your powers.
And so what's going to happen is there's going to be this. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it works. All right. Here we go. Next one. Okay. That's good.
Just. Okay, you only managed to get it on the Titantron.
Is it possible that we can add a? Oh, can we add a team to this?
You'd have to add 3 team. You'd have to have 3 people.
Yeah, you'd have to add 3.
It would have to be 2 though.
Yeah.
Well, no, to make it 10, it would need to. Yeah.
You have to. Yeah, you have to get it to 10 to be the uber success.
That's just good enough.
I call the 7 to 9 bracket. Yes, but
okay.
It's generally how I refer to it.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
So if it appears anywhere, then what'll happen is there'll be a burst of static, and then there'll be a symbol that looks a lot like this one in the corner of the screen, and then that the images will show up, and the image of that person will show up, and to tell everyone to back away immediately. This distorted voice will come through that I'm just recording.
On a regular hit on a 7 to 9, mark a condition.
Ooh.
Or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
Okay, on 7 to 9, mark a condition, or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary. Let me see. What conditions do I have available? I think I will. I think what I'll choose here. Yeah, I don't see that this is too early. I think for me for any of these conditions to really fit. I think exactly. So I may just go with. Tell me how the effect is unstable or temporary. I think we'll just go with that.
Okay, you do it, and you had to do a rush job, because time is of the essence.
Yeah.
You notice as a result, you've set off a power surge in the system, so you reckon it's only a matter of time before that Titron just blows out completely.
Okay. Yeah, we've only got this for a few seconds. As I'm doing this, I'm picking up my thing and I'm getting ready to move.
As a general rule, this is just so you guys and the people watching know the way masks generally works is you guys do a move, I do a move, you guys do a move, I do a move. That's just generally the way it works. That's the other. As you notice, I haven't done many moves, so I'm actually going to do 2 at once here. One, the guy who you've been focusing on seems to have finally lit what he's planning to light. You notice he drops it and starts barreling through the crowd.
Is he
after a few heavy nudges, he just goes and the other thing that happens is at this point Malcolm is hitting the stage.
Meta Warp is going to throw up a shield around whatever it is that the guy dropped on the ground.
Okay.
I wanted to Kamehameha the bottle with water.
There's no real
I
I
have a move. It's called shielding. You call up a fast protective shield to stop a danger. Spend 1 burn to defend someone else from an immediate threat, rolling plus freak instead of plus savior. So what she's doing is essentially
okay. So it's going to be plus freak move. Okay.
Yep. So okay, spend the burn. Plus freak.
I mean, effectively, the person you're defending is effectively the crowd, nameless crowd. Yep, that's a good one. So on a 9 with a defend, on 7-9, it costs you. Expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation by.
She'll expose herself to danger. She's just made herself visible by doing this. She's no longer
okay. In order to get the proper eyesight to where you needed to think, you had to climb on top of that cart.
Yeah,
that was
just kind of climbs up the cart and drops it.
Okay, but you do get to either add a team to the pool take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition. Oh no, that's the person you defend, isn't it? Who is it? Hang on a second. For NPC threats, on a hit, you keep them safe and choose one. Oh right, yeah, choose one. So you can clear a condition, take influence over someone that you're protecting, which doesn't really count, or add a team to the pool.
I'm going to declare my condition.
Okay. Wise move. So conditions are effectively your hit points. If you mark all your conditions, you basically unconscious out of things until somebody does something to bring you back. Okay, so I haven't heard from Puck for a bit.
Puck. Puck is going to do their best. So the man with he's still pulling something from his pocket, right? Or is that no longer a threat?
Oh no, he's done whatever he was doing with what was in his pocket and dropped it on the floor in the crowd. There's now a big bubble around it. You do hear a bit of a commotion because the bubble did kind of push a few people out of the way as it formed. And the guy ran off and then just went poof.
Okay.
So left, you've got the protesters coming in from the side, and you've got the security guy who you're kind of looking down on.
Puck is going to keep an eye on the security guy, and they're going to try to create a diversion, try to get his attention away from Midnight to see if he's like really a security guard or if he's one of.
Okay. And how are you doing this?
I'm thinking there's going to be like a crazy. Puck is going to create the image of a fangirl trying to break through security and try to like gang rush at Midnight, trying to like throw her bra at him or something.
Okay, in which case, that sounds to me like you are provoking someone.
Okay, what am I rolling?
When you provoke someone susceptible to your your powers, say what you're trying to get them to do, and roll plus superior.
I'm trying to get this guy to basically reveal himself to see if he's
basically see if he acts like, because if he acts like a security guard, he'll stop them. If he's not, he won't.
Exactly.
Okay. So yeah, roll plus superior. On a 10 plus, they rise to the bait and do what you want. On a 7 to 9, they can instead choose one. 9, they can instead choose one. Okay. You know what? They're going to rise to the bait, and he does actually start running towards this fangirl to stop them, as does another security guard.
Okay, excellent. Just before the guy tackles the security guard, Puck is going to make the girl vanish.
Okay, they both stand there looking confused at each other. You do, however, notice the one that looks like they could well be replica does start looking around a little bit more with a trained eye than the other security guard.
Okay. I pass a message along to the team through the comms.
Okay.
And explain the situation and tell them to keep an eye on the security guard as well.
Okay, at this point, inside the bubble, everyone can start hear a large quantity of firecrackers starting to go off. And the crowd starts going nuts.
I tap into God's like, no, is there any way you can control the crowd and see if you can calm them down?
I'll see what I can do.
So I have
they're beginning to run you because firecrackers, in that sort of crowd mentality, they're probably thinking it's gunshots, etc., etc., and they're beginning to go crazy. You notice that the security near Malcolm Moore is beginning to close up around him.
Puck is going to throw up illusions of fireworks and make it
not
look
the guy,
like...
Not the guy that you were.
I know, but this is an attempt to calm the crowd, to make it look like there's just regular fireworks going off to keep a stampede from happening.
Okay. Interesting. I like your approach here. What's gonna?
It's probably freak, isn't it? Just not. You're using an illusion, right?
Yeah, no. Well, it's more a case of what the move appropriate for it is. Whether it's powers or non-powers doesn't really matter. It's the overall effect that you go for. Really, it's provoking someone against that someone's the crowd. You're trying to get them to calm down.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Okay, so I roll superior.
Or actually, I'll let you choose. You can either provoke them, or you can do it as a comfort or support.
I'll do the provoking.
Okay.
Woo!
Kapow! Okay,
Oh, yeah.
you make these fireworks coming off the back of the Titan. And the fireworks going off left, right, and center. I mean, some of them are still being panicked and all that sort of stuff, but a load of them just suddenly go, oh, yeah, start clapping, all that sort of stuff, and then Mako sort of like shrugs off his those security that were closing in and just starts going, bathing in the adoration of the crowd, and steps up to the podium.
I have a crazy idea to go after the guy. And I want to know if you'll let me do this. I would like to use water to launch myself up into the air to basically do a flying pile driver on the guy who set off the firecracker.
Oh, he's puffed. He started running through the crowd, and after a few bumps in the nostrils, he went. So he's not there anymore.
Oh, he went poof.
Yeah. All that's left is you've got the protesters coming in from the side, and you've got the guy on the stage who you think may or may not be.
Wasn't there one?
Definitely fits the visual description.
Wasn't there two people going through the crowds?
Yeah, the first one.
Okay.
First one went poof when everything started off and started coming together
it.
as a team, and the second one was after he set off the firecrackers.
Got it.
And just so I know as a player, this fits the description of the Greek guy, right?
Yeah.
His MO. So do I see any tall buildings?
You got more tower itself, which is skyscraper-esque. The other buildings around here are probably 4 stories.
Because he needs direct line of sight. How close to Meta Warp am I?
You're about 20 feet away. Somewhere between 20 and 30 feet. So close, but with a crowd, it's still.
I'm gonna do this thing that I was upset with Phobos doing, going off by themselves or by himself. I'm gonna go on the comms, and I don't think I'm gonna pick more tower. I want to pick like a 4-story building that is literally in direct line of sight to the podium.
Okay. Most of them, if you're talking the top or the 3rd or 4th floor, would have line of sight. Below that, it gets a little bit more complicated with the greenery and the statues and stuff in the plaza.
I want
to the 3rd and 4th floor on both sides will probably, for the majority of the side, will be able to draw a line of sight on the podium. Obviously, the closer you get to more tower, the better the view of the podium.
I'm just trying to think like a criminal. I'm trying to use my criminal brain. My super villain brain. I think what I would like to do, and I'm going to ask Meadow, or I'm going to say, can you teleport me? Did we decide it's only works for you, or it only works for one person?
It only works for her. She's the only one that can go through the portal.
Okay. Oh. My plan is to try to get on top of a building without running up 500 flights of stairs.
Have a think about how you're going to do that, and I'll deal with somebody else.
It'll probably involve water.
So the protester, how far away are the protesters?
The protesters are probably about 80 feet away from the stadium.
All right, and
not the stadium, the stage.
And the security guard, how far away is it from the building that I'm on top of?
He's on the other side.
Oh, he's on the side? Other side of the stage?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't. All right.
I'm guessing you're fairly close to the corner. You probably your quickest thing to get into things, as it were, would be to go to the protesters. You just have to go to the end of the buildings that you're on.
Okay.
Jump down onto that space.
I'm gonna go
so
down
there
to where
they
the
are.
I'm gonna use my suit to just launch myself off the building and land where the protesters are at.
I was gonna say
Okay.
Metal Warp is doing the dimension portal as because she saw the other guy poof. She's going to the protesters. That's not where the
Okay, so you both go. Okay, so Phobos, as you're running, and just as you commit, and it's too late to change your mind, and you're launching out of the, you notice that towards the side on the buildings, on the exact opposite side of the plaza, there is a figure in robotic armor with these red neon stripes. He's got these two sword handles coming up like this. You know that picture I showed you guys in Discord?
Yeah.
Like that. And you see him, he's looking straight at you. And as you start to launch, you just see him do this. And then he turns away and walks.
Do you relate this to any of us? Because I figured out how I'm getting up there.
I pretty much relate to y'all that I'm heading over to the protesters, and that's when I launched myself off the edge, and I spot that, and I'm like, huh, and I just continue going to land down.
Yeah, at that point you're committed, and there's no way you can stop yourself and launch yourself off. So you launch down, and you launch down pretty much at the corner. You are within 10 feet of the edge of the protesters at this point. Metal Warp, you sort of like teleport and bamf in probably 10, 20 feet to the side, more in the actual roadway, as it were.
Do I have eyes on one of the protesters that look like Replica?
There are many. There's probably about 50 people in this march area, and you reckon somewhere between 15 or 20 of them were pinged.
I go up to one of them, and the slot on my helmet slides open, revealing my eyes.
Okay, as you start moving towards them, the guy with his sign basically brings the sign down into the side, and you notice that on the back is a custom designed piece of apparatus. He points it towards you and starts going ba 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 ba, and starts firing at you.
Oh snap!
I would like you to take a dangerous blow, take a powerful blow.
Okay, what do I have to roll?
Take it. Yes. Yeah, basically plus conditions. There should be I think it's on the right hand side of the character.
Oh, I see. Yep. Okay, here I go then.
Lower is better for this roll.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Oh, so you mark a potential.
Okay.
And B, you don't get hurt.
Who? Awesome.
This one you want to fail the roll, because if you succeed at the roll, you get hurt.
All right, so what I do is like as I'm running up and like they're firing at me, I like bring my arm up and like the bullets just kind of like ping off of the armor.
Okay.
And I would like to use my power on the one that was doing that to cause them to see their worst fear and hopefully affect the hive mind.
Okay. So you're provoking them to get them to effectively run away, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So that will be a plus superior.
Okay.
Nice. 10 plus. On a 10 plus, they rise to the bait and do what you want. So yeah, he effectively he just basically goes, he's firing bap 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 bap. You see the glaze come over his eyes, as you often do when they come under the effects of your powers. Bap bap bap, and he just goes, and the sign / gun just falls to the ground.
Ooh.
At this point, the protesters who weren't them start fleeing. The crowd has started going. The closer half of the crowd has started stampeding into the other half of who can actually tell that there's actual gunfire, have started stampeding into the back half of the crowd, who still thinks it's fireworks. So you've effectively got a mass of people trying to stampede another mass of people. And Metal, no, we haven't heard from Null. At this point, the Titantron burns out and it just
Okay.
goes black.
All right, can't use that anymore. In that case, I think that so we have a crowd control issue that I've been asked to try to help with, and this is now. I see some of the folks at the back are trying to run. Some of the folks from this area are trying to run, kind of ramming into each other. I think if I can. I'm going to grab hold. We've got holographic drones, so what I'm going to try to do is grab hold of some of them.
Yeah.
And have them come down and indicate, sort of just put up just basic arrows, lighted path of light, to get them out of harm's way.
You're basically using them to act as crowd control to get them to move appropriately. Okay, yeah. I'm going to say that is again, I think you're provoking them. Is the other thing. You're trying to get them to do what you want, which is to move drones that way. Well, no, you're not provoking the drones.
No,
you're provoking the crowd using the drones.
Is that like another one of your abilities that you're not good at?
Superior.
It's superior.
At superior, I'm 0, so I'm.
Oh yeah, good average.
So
yeah.
I'm going in reverse order. Eventually, I'll get to the good stats.
Yeah. We're getting there. We're slowly getting there.
Come issue 6, he's gonna use the one he needs.
Yep. Slowly making our way. Okay, so I'm gonna take a stab at this. Here we go.
You hit. They succeed. Well, you succeed. They either do what you want, or they stumble. You take +1 forward against them. They you gain a critical opportunity. They overreact. You know what? They're just going to do what you said. You now have the crowd are now all moving in the same direction, so the chances of injury has drastically reduced. It's not been eliminated, obviously, because you still got a large crowd of people trying to move away from danger, but at least you don't have people running over people. Okay, at this point you can see that the security guards around Moore are starting to hustle him off of the stage.
I tap my comm and I talk to Puck and Black Raven. Puck, Black Raven, what are your eyes on Moore and security?
I have my eyes on other things, like, actually patrolling trying to find the bad guy. These have all been clones of his. Replicas of him. Like, this is only going to continue if we don't go after him. And I think at this point, she's going to, a la Super Mario Sunshine, flood herself. Basically, it would be the equivalent of using the rocket nozzle, where she sticks her hands behind her and you kind of see her gathering up power and probably just water from the air to basically rocket herself up. And then I would like to basically make a jetpack out of jets of water from her hands to have
unleash your powers.
Sort of control, assuming this all goes well.
Yeah, unleash your powers plus freak. Yeah, you burst and whatever, and you even manage to control it enough that none of the pressure and all that sort of stuff adversely affects those around you. And are you going on top of the building, yeah?
Yeah, and I'm going to go to the one...
given the trajectory and all that sort of stuff, you probably need to go to the one which there's probably still a building or two closer. They're all connected on the top, but I'm talking as
that's fine. Whatever is closest that I don't hit the ground, because
basically you launch up to the nearest one.
I've fallen off a moped. Concrete hurts. Just gonna.
Well, at that pressure, so does water.
Well, yes.
Okay, so you're now on top of the building. Okay, from your new vantage point, you can see that the security guards are rushing more down to what appears to be a limo on the opposite side to where the protesters were.
That's cool. More is out of danger.
Right. Are any of those security guards
Yeah.
one of replicas?
Would you like to assess the situation?
I can't tell from up here. I'm literally on the other side of
I
the
mean,
world.
you're the one with the access to every single
Yeah,
camera in existence.
I should do that, shouldn't I?
Check the limo driver as well.
Yeah. Oh crap. Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna try to just move. Okay, get the cameras up, because maybe a problem. I shall attempt to assess. I shall roll superior.
We need to get you a creepy panel van.
I do terribly. I do terribly.
I
I
think this is
cannot.
where we
assess.
need to spend team to at
Yeah,
least
I'm
get
gonna-
this into a hit.
Yeah, I would like to add in one. I think we should add 2 teams to this, so it at least becomes a hit.
Yeah,
But I need to know
agree.
how you're helping.
What I do is, I would like to add 1 team to this, because I remember from what I saw was that there was, we took out one of the replicas that looked like they were amongst the protesters, the 2 that were in the crowd, but there is still the 1 security officer. So I remember, out of the ones we saw earlier, only 1 is left, and that's the security officer.
I'll accept that, and I will also give you guys the option of spending a pool to have Nanny dedicate sole computing power to the facial recognition thing that he's trying to do on the
It's worth it.
Yeah,
actually on this
worth
specific
it.
task.
Yeah, I think it's worth it.
And Meta Warp will add to it by saying that limo is going to have a cam in the rearview mirror. You should get a shot of the driver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Good
yeah,
one.
we'll use that one instead. That way, Nanny is doing other stuff as
Okay.
well.
Good one.
Okay, so you're down to 3 team, but you hit, and I think we'll all agree that that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so assess the situation. On 7 to 9, ask 1. What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me? And how could we best end this quickly? Unless none of your powers are based off this as passive, are they?
Where?
So I know one of the playbooks gets a thing that when you assess the situation, you get to, it's either an additional question or
Oh, that's
you get
me.
an automatic
Yeah.
answer.
Okay. No. I have a move that's about scoping out a place, but that's not this.
Yeah.
So, let's see. I mean, there's what we're trying to find out is just sort of taking a look and trying to. Honestly, I mean, I'm kind of leaning toward how could we best end this quickly, just for the sake of because we're trying to find these guys and take them out, but I'm figuring that might be bent to fit here. The other one that I could use is
Greatest threat?
yeah. Here's the biggest threat. Yeah,
I mean, I
I'm thinking that.
I think maybe because we know what the danger is.
Yeah.
I think we should definitely figure out how best is quick so we can figure out which one. But that's just my opinion. I mean, it's up to you in the end.
What here can I use to immediately let me know whose faces are on these people?
Or
Yeah.
what here can I use to find replica prime?
Yeah, sure. We can do that. I mean, those might not be the ones, that are escorting him.
Yeah.
But
I'll tell you that everything you've mentioned has got different levels of usefulness to you.
Yeah.
The hard part is figuring out which one's which.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that randomly. So let's see. Because otherwise, I'll be here forever trying to figure that out.
You're a hero, damn it. Be decisive.
That's right. Yeah, so I think that I think the most useful thing we can find here is Biggest threat or greatest danger? Aren't those two very similar?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, yeah.
Yeah.
Because biggest threat could be like an outside threat,
Oh yeah.
but the greatest danger could be greatest danger to the.
A threat could be from a villain. Danger
Yeah.
could be something that happens to a civilian. Like, those are very different things in my mind.
Okay.
Like before you did the signs, the greatest danger was probably the crowd killing
Yeah.
each other because they were stampeding over each other. Whereas now that's not it, but it still wouldn't have been the biggest threat.
Okay. Screw it. What can I use here? Use to find find replica prime.
Okay. Well, the obvious answer is really your CAN network.
Oh yeah.
Basically, you reckon if you use Nanny to just do facial recognition on the cams with that can see the square, because you've got some extra cameras from further around that can't actually see the podium. If you focus on just the cameras that can see the podium,
okay,
and just do and devote like 95% of her computational power to that is probably your best bet for finding him.
I will also, one other thing I will do, add in, if we can, is I don't know if we're sophisticated enough to if our equipment is sophisticated enough to do this kind of thing, but if I were Replica Prime, I would try to look as little like myself right now as possible. So, what if we throw in body language? What if since we've gotten enough footage of these other folks who are supposed to be him, what if we throw that in as a determinant?
Okay, yep, you'll throw that in, and that'll certainly help, and that'll certainly come into the fact that you get +1 while acting on the answers.
So I'll basically as I'm communicating with Nanny, I'm like, okay, Nanny, listen, he's probably trying to disguise himself. So we need your computational power on all these faces, but body language. We've got these records. I'm sending you the feeds now of the ones that we've recorded. We're looking for someone who moves like this.
Process.
That's nice. Good job.
Nice.
Okay, so who haven't I spoken to in a while? At this point, Malcolm is at the car, but the door hasn't been opened yet, and he hasn't gotten in. Okay. Someone who wants to do something, do something.
All right. Do we definitely have image on Malcolm going to the car?
Sorry?
Wait, I can see him from here.
Malcolm, yeah, Black Raven can see it. He's completely outside of your view because you've got the whole stage, the Titantron, and all that sort of stuff between you and Malcolm. Actually, the perfect vantage point right now is actually Puck. You are right close on the right side of the Titantron. You can see the car and all that sort of jazz. So what
exactly can I see?
Okay, you can see the limo. You can see 4 security guards around Malcolm. You with his suit. He hasn't done anything heroic with the suit, but it does seem to be functional. Yeah, it appears functional at the very least. And he's at that stretch between the back door and the back of the car. And one of the security guards is going forward to go grab the door to open it. And from this angle, you can just about, a little bit shadowed and all that sort of stuff, see the driver of the car up front.
What does the driver look like? Can I see the driver?
You can see at the moment it's it's a little bit shadowed, and you got a bit of a gleam off the window, because of the angle. You reckon if you jump down and just move slightly to the side, you better see straight on exactly what he looked like.
Yeah, Pug will do that just to make sure.
Okay. Are you being sneaky? Are you being in the open? Or what?
Puck is being as casual about their movement as possible.
But you're not worried about being seen?
No, because this is a large crowd and people are milling about.
Okay, so you do, in which case there's going to be no dice rolls whatsoever. You move over and you look through. the driver is indeed an appropriate description for replica.
Puck is going to clap their hands and make a sound like a gunshot using their powers.
Okay.
Trying to get the crowd to scatter.
The crowd is already scattering at the moment in this area. You've got a load of techs that are running up towards Mortec. You've got the security guards which are trying to rush more into the car, and the crowd is running away from you. So
Okay, never
it's
mind
not
that.
really a huge amount for you to do. I mean, I figured you wouldn't have done that, knowing that. So
Yeah, knowing that. So Puck is going to use the powers to amplify their voice, and they're
Okay.
just going to say, "Don't put him in the car."
okay.
Hmm.
I'm going to go with provoke someone because they're adults. You're a kid.
Okay.
Yeah, they know better than you.
Seven. It's a hit.
It's a hit. Seven. For dramatic purposes, I'm going to say they ignore you, but they stumble a little. So you'll take +1 forward against them, which means the next roll you do against them will be at +1. And by them, I mean everyone in the car and next to it. So that includes the driver.
Okay.
Basically, they're currently in that mind of protocol. This is what we do, and you're just some kid shouting something. You might have powers, but you're still just a kid. We do what we've been trained to do. Okay. Let's.
Oh boy. So we definitely know that. Well, did Puck let us know that someone in the limo was Replica?
I don't. Did you say you were actually saying that?
Can I retcon and say that I said that, or is that not okay,
Sure.
GM?
No, that's fine. No, that's
Then
fine.
yes.
You could say it after you.
Then
tried
yeah,
to-
definitely. Puck will say into the comm that the driver is the target.
Oh, crap.
Okay. I look at MetaWarp, and I say, "You handle the security guard one. I'm gonna go back up Puck."
Where does MetaWarp know where the security guard one is?
It's the one that was on the stage. Right?
Last you knew, they were on the stage.
Okay, so if she turns and look, or if they turn and look, can they see the stage?
They are still on the stage. They seem, from what your father's told you about various bits and pieces, the training and all that sort of stuff, you reckon that this one is kind of like that backup in case someone tries to interfere, then they can try and stop them.
All right, then.
So he's currently still on the stage at the edge. He's overlooking the limo.
Zip, rips the
And
portal.
he's doing this whole listing,
Yeah.
basically looking around as though
Yeah.
the threat.
Um,
but
They're gonna rip a portal and step through and just pop up, literally right in front of his face. Hi.
okay. And what are you going to do then?
I think at that point, I probably suspect that this is a duplicate. This is not the real guy. Is that correct?
From what you know of things, chances are this is not the real guy. Chances are the real guy is hidden away in an Overwatch position.
Okay. In that case, she's not a fighter, really. They're not a fighter, really. They don't. Oh.
I will tell you this. Your soul thingy On a duplicate, we'd probably just make them disappear.
Right. It wasn't sure. I'm not thinking about that. Well, I think what they would likely do is just kind of go and use that force shield, that manipulation of energy to
the energy blast type.
Yep.
Thing.
Just
okay.
kind of create almost like a gravity wave.
Okay. Directly engage a threat because they are in an area to threaten them.
Okay.
Which is plus danger.
Right. But I think they're going to do it as a reality storm. I'm gonna burn a flare on this.
Okay.
And do reality storm. You do channel a destructive burst with your powers.
Yep.
Directly engage, rolling freak instead of danger. But if I do, I will cause unwanted collateral damage unless I spend another burn. So what I'm thinking is, again, they're hyped up at this point. They're trying to feel like a hero. It's a little too much. And that statue's probably not going to be as stable as it was.
Maybe. Okay.
So that's what we're looking at. So
roll plus freak instead of plus danger. Oh, fantastic. It's a 10.
Nice.
So on a 10, pick 2. Resist or avoid their blows. Take something from them. Create an opportunity for your allies. Impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
I am going to create an opportunity for my allies by taking out this this one. And I think because of the close distance to Replica, knowing that this is his final backup, we've pretty much nullified everything else, that'll impress him. He doesn't know who we are or who I am, but he knows that the people operating against him are good.
Okay, in which case, you're going to need to take a powerful blow.
Okay.
Because you didn't pick resist or avoid their blows.
Oh, are they going to try and hit me? Okay.
Yeah, basically they try and do that, and basically he just lunges out and tries to clock you one around the face.
Okay, so how do I resist?
It's just there's I think it's on the right hand side. You've got it's basically 2d6 plus the number of conditions you've got, which should be 0 at the moment, I believe.
Oh, okay. Conditions. Okay, take about. Got it.
Lower is better. This you want to fail this, huh?
Yeah. Ooh,
you failed. So
nice.
You mark a potential and you do not get hurt. And yeah, you basically it blasts out, and you see a look of genuine surprise on the replica's face as he gets thrown backwards, and while in midair, you got that look of surprise on his face, and he goes poof in midair.
I over the comms, I say, no, Black Raven, check in. On what your situation is, and as I'm doing that, I'm launching a grappling hook from my wrist to. Is there lampposts around the area that I could launch onto,
kind of Titantron?
Yeah, onto the Titantron and kind of slingshot myself over to where.
I'll get to that in just a moment. First off, with the surprise and all that sort of stuff, you get a beat after the surprise, and between the stage and the car, you just get. As 6 more duplicates in security suits just appear, barring your path.
Oh, they appear?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
But yeah, actually, Black Raven, you haven't done anything for a bit.
I would like to not so much focus on that. I want to find this jerk. That'll be an assessment situation. Of course it is. It's roll plus 0.
Given that you're passing all the stuff through everything, Jim, if you wish, you can give your +1 to Raven for this.
If I know that's what, Raven said something earlier about doing that. Yeah, that you're looking for the real one.
Yes.
Okay, then I'm saying okay. Here's. Nanny's working on it. Here's the feed, and I'm going to send that over.
Okay, so I'll allow you to have +1 to your.
Cool. I don't find him until he finds me. I'm still full of the most.
So 5 is that including the +1 or?
Yes, I I rolled.
Okay, so you need another
four.
+2 to get that to a 7.
Well,
I
I'm just opening up because you do have team left. It's up to you
I don't
whether you
know.
use it.
Because I decided to split off from the team and do exactly what I was worried about Phobos doing. But somebody had to do it.
Okay.
see. This is what I want to ask you. When Phobos just now said, Null and Black Raven check in on what you're doing. Did
I haven't
Black
said a
Raven-
word back to you.
Okay. All right.
If
Then
that's what
I
you
can't
want to
I can't give. I want to give you team, but I can't because you didn't reply because you didn't respond to that.
Okay. In
Like-
which case, we will handle the grappling hook. You grappling hook. You've done this dozens of times. You shoot, you hook, and you are now with the swing, the propel. You land almost next to Metal Warp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna land.
And there's a lot.
Yeah.
Basically, there's now a line of 6 of these duplicants between you and Metal Warp and the limo.
Okay.
What do you do?
You know what? Time to go a punching. I'm gonna I gonna spring forward and I'm going to punch one right up in the jaw.
Okay, directly engage a threat.
Whoo boy. Okay, here I
Plus
go.
Danger.
Because I have -1 danger.
Get good.
Can I give a boost?
You may be able to use team to help if necessary.
Okay, well, I have an ability that is boost that lets me give a player a +1 instead of using a team.
Spend one to chance, giving them +1 bonus to their roll as though you had spent 2. Yeah, you can spend a burn to do that and give +1 to.
Yep.
It says as though you spent teams. You can do it after the roll.
So
Okay.
we get the bonus, the benefit of having a team point without
Okay.
using a team point.
It's
Yeah.
Oh, it's an 8. Even without your bonus, I rolled an 8.
So yeah, a +1 will not take you
Yeah.
to the next category. So you on a 7 to 9, pick one. Resist or avoid their blows. Take something from them. Create an opportunity for your allies. Impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Because this is my thing. I am going to create an opportunity. I know. I am going to. Yeah, I'm gonna frighten the opposition. As I'm just like, I am pretty much just going off on these duplicates and just punching because my suit just gives me those enhanced reflexes and everything. So I'm showing up like I am not just some kid.
Okay.
I'm a
In
force
which
to be
case, you will
reckoned
need to take a powerful blow.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a hit.
Mhm.
So on a 7 to 9, choose one. You lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to full handy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition. You give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity, or you struggle past the pain, mark 2 conditions. One of those 3.
All right. Oh man, this is gonna be tough. I'm gonna lash out verbally.
Okay,
and at Black Raven because they have not replied, and I'm getting worried. And I yell over the comm. Black Raven, if you can hear me, say something and do something because right now we are getting overwhelmed as I'm fighting these things.
That'll be a provoke roll.
Okay.
Because you're provoking them to basically respond.
I was about ready to slap back at him.
which is
My superior.
that was conditions. Yeah.
8.
8. Okay, so that's provoke 8. Okay, so against the PC's on a 10 plus both. On 7 plus, choose one. If they do it, add a team to the pool. If they don't do it, they mark a condition. But that's only on a 10 plus, so yeah, it fails. It's up to you whether you do it or not. Black Raven. So do you respond?
Do I mark a condition though?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna clap back because I feel like that's what you'd do in this situation.
Okay.
Since she doesn't really like Phobos anyway. I'm trying to help you by finding the thing that keeps making more clones, which I thought you were supposed to be on the lookout for. Instead, you jumped off the fucking building.
Okay.
And that's, you probably actually see her go offline at this point because she's done with this bullshit.
All right.
Okay. At which point, at this point, you don't know why, but all of the duplicates just start going and disappearing, including the driver. You guys collectively inflicted enough conditions to make them want to leave.
Oh, okay.
That's the mechanical, that's the way combat works. If they have conditions,
Yeah.
they mark off as well.
The thing is like, oh, he's yelling at his teammates. We don't want to fight him.
Well, no, this was from the whole because the result from that one was to inspire fear.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All that sort of stuff, mate.
Yeah.
So there was that, which was the final condition. So this, that, and the other, and you look around, and the crowd's still running away. They see, most of the crowd seems to have dispersed by now. You've still got the helicopter up top, which has lowered slightly so we can get the action properly. You still got all these news crews watching. What do you do?
I'm immediately going to. I'm trying to do what I can in the if everyone, including the driver, is gone. I'm not going to do what I was going to do with the limo. So instead, just hunting around to see if there's anything I can do to help finding finding Prime, using the footage that we have.
Okay, that'll be another assess the situation.
Oh.
Come on.
Oh no, actually, what will happen at this point?
Oh.
Search complete. Individual located. Herb.
At which point, you get a video come up, and you can see this the video from a security camera from opposite the thing.
Guys, we got a lot.
You see the footage zoom in on a window, which was on the 3rd floor of one of the buildings on the side. And you can see in the bottom hand corner, so it was saying 15 seconds ago, and you can see that guy, one of those guys, standing in there looking out over the things. Then the poof, 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 poof happens, and he turns around and walked into the building.
He's in the East Building. Just sort of.
Where in the East Building?
I'm going to send the feed. That.
I'm offline. I don't get it.
Meta warp.
15 seconds ago, 3rd floor.
Meta warp just dimension doored. Essentially, yeah. I mean, that's what she's doing.
Okay, so you go up and through that window and into the room that he was in. You get in there, and you get there just as you see this guy. You see him, and he's standing on a circular pad. And basically, he's pressing a button.
I'm going to bring the ceiling down on him.
Okay, roll Unleash Your Powers.
Okay. Actually, no. I'm pulling his soul. She's gonna pull.
Still going to be unleashing your powers.
Okay. And I have no burn left, so I can't do any of my moves. So here we go.
Okay. You grab hold and you start to yank just as the teleportation technology comes in. You do something that you've never done before, and that's yank part of the soul. It's like the bit that was outside. You managed to get a bit of it outside of the teleportation beam, and then it like cut off. So you've got like this soul energy that just like starts to evaporate. You noticed that when as you were starting to pull it, you noticed that he did kind of go, lock into this agonizing position as he was teleporting. And as he did so, something unclipped from his belt and rolled onto the floor.
He's gone.
Which doesn't teleport away. So he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone, but he's hurt. And she's not... For being grayscale, she's very pale.
Yeah, that's something that's never happened to you in the past.
Yeah. And she's going to pick up whatever it is that he dropped. And he's gone.
Okay, on the ground is it looks like a canister, roughly the size, that sort of size. Doesn't look like that, but it's a tube canister like that. It's in a very dark grey, almost military grey type pattern. It reminds you a little of the tech that Supremacy droid that you fought a while back looked like. It's got the same sort of markings on it. You do notice, however, you don't know why, but there's burn marks as though something inside it is shorted on the one end.
She's going to recall the team. Everybody back. Everybody come to my location. Now, please,
On my way.
hurry.
I hurry there.
I haven't turned my comm back on.
You would have heard the scream of pain coming from below you when the teleportation happened.
I'm a little pissed off at Phobos right now. I'm not sure you want us anywhere near each other at the moment. Actually, you know what? I will jettison myself off the roof and into the and walk into the building like a normal human being.
Okay. The rest of the team is making its way there. Okay, so you all meet up.
She hasn't touched the canister. She's like, he teleported away. He dropped that. I ripped his soul in half.
You can rip their soul in half.
I'm gonna go be sick. And she does. She turns around and she's vomiting in the bathroom.
I'm gonna get
seeing vomit in grayscale is a bit weird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get really pissed off at Phobos. Once I see that he's gotten away, I feel like I should use my what the puck hero move. Because I feel like we could have gotten him if we would have stayed focused on the actual objective of finding him. And basically she looks him straight in the eyes. Well, as straight in the eyes as I possibly can do in his suit. And she probably does that thing when like two guys are angry and drunk at a bar where they like literally get chest to chest with each other and start getting really angry. And she's going to be
I will just point out, that your objective for the team when you engaged the threat was to save Malcolm Moore, not catch the bad guy.
Yeah.
Right,
and that was also your instruction from Malcolm, was to keep people safe. I'm just throwing that out there because, from a mechanics point of view, he hasn't actually failed.
This was a ploy to flush him out. So why would we not have taken advantage of that? So maybe I need to think about my goal better in the future.
I'm just saying, it's just that, from a mechanics thing with that move specifically, he hasn't actually done anything wrong in that set for that, if that makes sense.
Right, but also in her mind, what she thought his goal was to find whoever the hell this was, and he chose to jump off. That's what pisses her off. Regardless of if I use the move, she's getting in his face.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just saying that because of the objectives, I don't think it's really fitting for that move, because that move is for when you see a hero that's done something wrong, and from their perspective, if that makes sense, not from your perspective, but from their perspective. It's basically calling out an injustice, and what he's done. It's one of those things where.
But I don't know that this is tied with the stated objective. Nowhere does it say that. And I think it would be a perceived injustice. That's such a.
I'm sort of saying it's one of those grey area things. I mean, you can do it.
Well,
that's fine.
Whatever.
But,
I'm getting in his face. I'm literally getting in his face as much as little old Black Raven can get into the suited face of Phobos right now. I thought you were looking for him, and you jumped off the building. I feel like we let him get away.
The purpose of the mission was to protect Malcolm. We did that. I had Null on Overwatch, and that was the whole point of that. My job, as soon as I saw the threat, was to assess it. If you're upset about that, then I am sorry. However, if you really feel like this is a problem, then say so. But whatever you do, do not get off comms like that. Because we need to make sure we're all connected. Even if you are pissed off at me, do not get off comms. Because if something happened to you, none of us would have known that. I'd rather you be pissed off at me than injured. And I would like to just go back to assessing the situation. And you can
Can I
it's up to you whether you want to use the move or not. Sorry?
Can I choose to impose a condition on myself? I'm pissed.
Yes.
I am so pissed it's worthy of the angry condition.
Okay.
Also, I think part of this is I still think I'm relatively new to this hero thing. Like maybe a year, and even less so with a team. That working in a team is still very foreign to me. But other than that, I'm just angry. I'd probably go back outside because I'm angry and not going to be useful.
Okay, so I know that pretty much straight away Null was all over the canister.
Yeah, basically I'm crouching down looking at any and all tech that's down there, canister and whatever that ring was.
Looking at it and an initial glance /scan / what you've got available to you, it's definitely of a similar tech. It is not the same purpose as the other tech, and judging by the damage that you've seen, you have a little bit of burn mark on the outer casing in the one end, you reckon that most of its functionality is intact, unlike the previous one, but there's going to be some element to it which cannot be used.
Okay.
You'd need to spend more time with better equipment,
Yeah.
like back with Nanny,
Yeah.
to find out more.
Yeah, we're gonna need to see if this has got any info on it or connected to it anywhere. And actually, I just wanted to sort of look: is the teleporter pad there?
No, it was a specifically designed thing which basically teleported the user and it itself.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. And you sort of pick it up, and I look at this thing, and I just sort of look over at Puck. And Null isn't very good with, there's just been this argument just next to him, and he's just trying to he's doing this thing where he's just sort of keeping his head down while this is going on because he's not very good with it. But he's sort of looking over at Puck. Yeah, I think maybe we should bring this back and look through it, see if sort of run through, see if we can find it, get any data off it. What do you think? He's addressing Puck when he says that specifically, since you're also into devices and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. At this point, over all of your comms.
Attention, heroes. Mr. Moore would like to speak to you at your earliest convenience. You should be in one of the offices on the ground floor of Moore Tower.
I sigh.
Earliest convenience means right down now.
Yeah, I sigh and I go check up on MetaWarp, make sure they're okay. I lay my head and we got to go downstairs. They want to see us. Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. I may or may not have put a dent in his statue.
Yes, no big deal to me.
A big one.
Once again, no big deal to me.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you all going?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You
go.
would have gotten the message as well, Raven.
I am gonna go.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Sugar Daddy.
Okay, so you go out of the building and you start walking across, and you see you got the two statues with them back to back. One of them basically looks like the whole bottom of their torso area has basically just been caved in. We'll say it's the Moor side rather than the Midnight side.
I'm even more okay with this.
I was gonna say
Okay.
it would be pretty funny if we took out Midnight again.
Okay, you make your way over to Mortec. The security seem to instantly know who you all are, and you get ushered into an office. There's lots of security outside the room. You can see that there is security everywhere, and also inside the room is just Malcolm, and he's lying on a sofa. You can see that his power suit is on an armor stand next to him. And he's lying down on a sofa. He looks tired.
You look exhausted.
And he looks at you and goes, "Good job. Well done. I'm going to let you, Ezekiel, do a pierced mask.
Oh, cool. What do I have to roll for Pierce Mask?
Pierced mask.
Mundane.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a 0 to that. Let's see what happens.
It's a slightly different result, but it's just to see what.
Oh, snap.
Yes. Okay. You do the pierced mask. Okay. You see the suit. You see him lying there. Okay. You notice that he's still got the Under Armour on, but the Under Armour has been modified greatly. And you also notice that the armor, from what you can tell, is fully operational.
I look over at that.
And you notice that while he's saying hi, congratulations, well done, he hasn't actually directly met any of your gazes.
I kind of narrow my eyes a bit at this, like looking back and forth at this. And I say, Malcolm, what's wrong? Be honest.
Ezekiel? Not yet, okay. Not yet.
Malcolm, please.
I'm not ready.
Okay.
He then glances across all of you, and you see a look come over his face. Ezekiel, you'll recognize it as when he moves from arrogant arsehole mode to I'm actually about to drop something that's worth a damn type thing. And he goes, "Do you know why I called your computer nanny?"
Because you're being a dick?
That was an added bonus. The
You
truth
have
is,
parental
you've got-
issues.
when you've got kids and you care about them and you hire someone to look after them, you want something that will do everything to keep them safe. That's what that computer is. Now get out of here and have some rest.
I kind of like
Back cover.
Oh.
Oh!
I have so many things I want to
I
say.
have so many questions.
Right?
So many questions. Rude. Rude.
I knew it was coming. I'm just gonna throw that out.
I'm sorry. That was the perfect last panel of the perfect last panel was basically the five of you go. What?
Oh
Awesome.
my gosh. Rude.
Okay. Well, awesome. Thank you so much. This was a great first issue, I think. I want to go. I think we're just going to go around and we'll do outros. Feel free to plug anything you like, so where folks can find you. And pick if you have like a favorite standout moment you want to talk about, or any other thoughts about the session. Let me know, and I'll go around and I'll do the players first, and then we'll go to Mole. So we will start. I'm going to go now clockwise, and I will start with Thtrnerd.
Hi, I'm Thtrnerd. You can find me in a lot of places at Thtrnerd221 on the internet. Actually, all of them that you can find me on, I'm at that username. Makes life easy for you, and for me, for that matter. What I have going on next Monday is Call of Cthulhu. Then I'll be back here. The following Monday is the first episode of my Blades in the Dark campaign that I'm running. But the best place to get links would be to follow me on Twitter, because when tweets go out for that, I just retweet them. It's easier than trying to remember all the usernames of all the places that I'm at, because they're weird like other doc. But yeah, I'm really excited. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm sorry my character's kind of a jerk. No, I'm not sorry about that. That's just who they are. It'll be interesting to see how Phobos and Black Raven get along. I was going to say I grew closer to the team. Are we doing our end of session moves?
Oh yeah, do we get our session moves?
Oh yeah. Hang on a sec.
Okay, yeah.
1 second. Yes, you've got the end of session moves. So you got your highlight, then your end of session move.
Okay.
Cool. They're kind of tied, or they're kind of interconnected. Up until, and maybe this was out of player confusion, but I thought I grew closer to Phobos when I opened up to him about like thinking the team is family, but then I feel like I grew apart from the team because of Phobos all at the same time. So it's been kind of a roller coaster. So I'm going with grow into the image of myself. Is that what this is? What
Yep.
the name of the...
It is.
And I have no idea what I can choose from after that.
Basically, you shift one label up and another one down.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool. I'm gonna go up to +1 in Superior and -2 in Savior.
Cool.
And did you have any other final thoughts or standout moments you wanted to mention?
I think for the most part we worked really well as a team until I decided to do the thing that I got angry at Phobos about. Partially because at that point I was like, why are we going after the clones that are just going to poof when we like touch them or talk to them? That was kind of also her thinking, was like, we're wasting our energy on this. Like, one or two of us need to like try to find him. But that was fun. I can't wait until next week. Is it Wednesday yet?
Soon.
No.
Awesome.
For me, it's Thursday.
Oh dear God.
That's true. Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah, that's
very
right.
true.
Oh my
The
God.
game starts Thursday for me.
This is very
Oh,
true.
geez.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
No,
very
that's-
true.
That's right. I keep forgetting other time zones. What is time?
zone.
Okay, I'm
well,
done
that's
now.
That is-
I've babbled
awesome.
enough. I've lived up to my first name.
Well, then let us move on to Wally.
Hi, my name is Wally. You can find me on the Twitters at Wally132. I play Ezekiel, aka Phobos. One of my favorite moments of the game was definitely the friction between Puck and Phobos. It's really setting like a nice
You mean
little
Black Raven, right?
Oh yes, my mistake. Between Phobos and Black Raven, like, they're having a good amount of friction between each other, and that's just setting for just really good conflict and roleplay, but for this game, because that's what this game is all about, and it is perfect. I'm really enjoying it. For my end of the session move, I chose to grow closer to the team. I chose to grow closer to the team. And I will say that even though Puck did go off on their
Black
own.
Raven.
Oh, wow. Black Raven went off on their own. He was pissed off at her, but he still appreciated that she still worked with the team.
So you're giving influence to Black Raven?
No, actually, I'm not giving influence to Black Raven.
Okay.
I'm actually giving influence to Null because he's now getting why Midnight relied on Dr. Twilight. And he's now seeing that part. He's now seeing a partnership between himself and Null, because even though Black Raven did their own thing, they still were part of the team. Everyone filled their role in the team regardless of what went down. He was just more upset that Black Raven went off comm than anything. But
okay, and are you clearing conditional marking potential?
I am going to mark a potential because I definitely feel like, because like his overall goal is he wants to create a team, and he's definitely did that. And that's all I gotta say. Oh, and I already said my favorite moment. All right, yeah, that's it for me.
Yay! Awesome. And now let us head over to Pepper.
Well, definitely one of the highlights this session for me was seeing the animosity and tension between Black Raven and Phobos. I'm sorry.
Why is it a good thing?
It is a good thing.
It is. I live for that juicy roleplay, man.
Yeah, it's all about that life.
Half of this game is teen drama.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am the black sheep of the team.
And because Puck witnessed that, the end of team move is going to be to grow closer to the team, because they're a little proud of Black Raven for going off comm and rocking the boat, because Phobos is a little shaken up every once in a while. He can't be the stoic team captain 24/7.
He's sure gonna try.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, no, not if Puck has anything to say about that.
Okay, who are you giving influence to?
I was going to mark potential.
No, you need to give influence to a character, and then you clear a condition or mark
Give
potential.
influence to a character and mark potential. Okay. Well, the only person who doesn't have potential is Meta Warp, so let's give Meta Warp some potential. Some influence, sorry.
Influence. So now everyone has influence over you.
That can be dangerous. That's a dangerous game.
That's dangerous.
It's not that bad. They just get +1 to their rolls.
Yeah, that's all.
+2 if they spend it. And you're marking potential, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, and did you say where folks can find you, that kind of thing?
Oh, sorry. Thank you for reminding me. You're at MeBeThem4815, where I pretty much just spend my life talking about tabletop RPGs and life at Starbucks.
Yay! Awesome. And Kat.
Hi, I'm Kat. I am at Cleric of Cord on Twitter and in Twitch streams, watching my friends play games when I'm not playing games with my friends. I'll just do some really quick plugs. I have another Masks game tomorrow over on at Wandering DM at 8 p.m. Eastern, playing a completely different character from Meta Warp, and it's a blast. It's the exact same system, exact same playbooks, and it's about as far away from this game as you can get in feel and characters. So if you want to see how versatile this game is, come watch us tomorrow night. Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern on Encounter Roleplay is our finale of Back on the Block, Judge Dredd in the world of 2000 AD. It is going to be very, very interesting. Very interesting, and I don't think all of the judges are going to survive. And then back on Wednesday here. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Watchmen issue over on Tales from the Grim starting at 3 p.m. No, 6 p.m. No.
Something.
At some point.
Time thing. Yeah,
What is
I'm
time?
Pacific. That it's 6
Time
p.m.
zones.
6 p.m.
Time zones.
6 p.m. for Watchmen, 7 p.m. here. Two places at once. The magic of
Yes.
the internet.
You can teleport.
I can.
Your replica.
That makes so much sense. Now.
I was convinced she had a time turner.
No, I have a vortex manipulator. Sorry.
That'll do it.
So my favorite moment, actually, I think, speaking both as Meta Warp and as me, watching Jim and Null do their thing, that was impressive. That was really, because it's hard to be that person on the team. It's hard to be that guy. You're just the techie. And if you watch procedurals or like that, there's always just the techie, and that's a hard place to be on the team. And Jimmy pulled it off beautifully and really made yourself part of the team. This whole thing would not have happened without you doing what you did as Null, and the way you RP'd it was just chef's kiss. Loved it.
Thank you so
However,
much.
my ending move, it was almost grow closer to the team until she ripped half of a soul out of a body, and it's grow into your own image of
Oh,
herself,
no.
of yourself.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Oh
So what are
yeah,
you shifting up and down?
I am shifting up freak and I am shifting down mundane.
Okay.
That sounds about right for that.
So yeah, so freak is now 3 and mundane is now -2.
Yep. If either of those labels get shifted in those directions again, you're going to be working conditions.
Ooh.
Yep.
Awesome.
So wait, max is 3, right?
Max
Yep.
is 3 and
Okay.
-2.
All
So if
right.
it goes below -2, you get a condition. If it goes above 3, you get a condition.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, before I ask Mole, I'm going to go ahead and do my ending moves and give my favorite moment, because I didn't do that. Favorite moment was just taking a piece out of the statue. That was wonderful, and the reactions there too. It was lovely. I feel like while there is a certain degree that there is a slight bit of growing away a little bit toward the end for Null, because of he doesn't like it when they fight. I think that more than that, there will be. I think he's not disheartened just yet. So I think we're gonna say grow closer to the team. He was immediately Phobos made him feel welcome initially, just by that same reliance you were talking about. Just that whole thing. It's very much a thing where he's like, oh crap, we're actually doing this. Okay, great. And so he kind of saw that working. Now, the thing is, Phobos already has influence over him. The only person on the team who does not have influence over Null right now is Black Raven. Let me just ask briefly: can you give people like influence ×2 type thing, or do you have to pick someone that does not currently have?
I believe they get potential if they get influence for a second time.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I could be wrong on that.
If you have influence over a teammate and you would gain influence over them again, immediately shift one of their labels up and one of their labels down.
ooh,
So if you gave it to somebody who already has it over you, they would be able to choose to shift one of your labels up. and one
Oh,
of your labels
interesting.
down.
I will say Black Raven doesn't deserve influence over anyone, but
Well, I can come up with a reason for it, because there is the possibility that Null kind of quietly agrees that they probably should have been, but he blames himself.
But bear in mind,
that we should have been
influence-
looking for the thing for the prime earlier. That said, though, just from the RP of it, I think that through the way the RP of it went, I think I would still do it with Phobos. And actually, yeah, you can move one thing up and one thing down.
I am going to move your superior up
Okay.
because he just now views you. He like pretty much says like, look, you were the sidekick of Dr. Twilight, and you have started to show why he chose you to be his sidekick. Don't doubt your skills. And I bring your mundane down because I'm pretty much saying like, look, this is you're not like you're not just the average run of the mill guy who decided to put on a suit. You're not just like a normal human with no powers. You are special.
Awesome. Oh yeah, that's the one to pick.
But at the same time, he's kind of kicking himself for this because that is what Malcolm would say.
Oh. Yes.
Awesome.
A good juicy RP.
Yes.
So good.
That's legit the same stuff Malcolm tells him every single day. What he told him.
Oh.
And
That's
Null would
interesting.
also get to clear a condition or mark potential as well.
Yeah, I don't have any conditions to clear, so I'll go ahead. How does one mark potential? I'll just.
I guess it's
It's
right
a
on your-
potential, but
4 or 5 boxes.
to say potentiometer.
you got one potential for each failed roll.
I didn't actually technically fail any rolls because the only ones I did were moved to.
Yeah, the one roll he failed, we used
Yeah.
the team
Yeah.
to push
Ah,
it
yeah, that's right.
because it was so important.
Yeah.
So you actually have some potential now.
Excellent! Yay! Finally, it only took most of my life. Okay. But no, this was. But now let's go ahead and then head over to Mole for Mole's final thoughts and where they can find you.
Yes, I'm Mole at Molefulu everywhere. Best place to find out anything about what I've got going on is to check me out on Twitter. I am, working on this a lot, and I'm also got about a dozen other ideas running through my head for potential campaigns in the near future. I have to say, my favorite moment tonight was watching your guys. I could see the cogs turning after I said neuromorphic advanced network interface.
That was so great.
I was writing it
And then
down.
it lights up. And then it
I
lights
wrote
up
it
and
down.
everything.
I stopped. I'm like, oh.
I was writing it down right here and trying to figure out.
Yeah, I was like, Nani, did he seriously do that? He named our computer what? Japanese?
Oh my gosh. And then when
The
you
audio is
said it out
Nanny.
loud, you said nanny. I'm like, oh.
I won't lie, my brain's fried. I haven't slept well. But
Oh,
I
geez.
did have a groan once you said it out loud. I was like, really? Really? I mean, I'm not surprised it's Malcolm, but really?
I mean, granted, my second one was the reactions of when Malcolm told you why it's called Daddy. Because those were, I love getting reactions, and it's the reactions that drive me. And those were absolutely great. But yeah, lots of stuff going on. I was also, speaking of reactions, I also loved the reaction from Ezekiel when he saw that figure on the other roof.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, until next week.
Awesome.
The
Excellent.
comic is over.
Yay! Well, folks, that was very cool. Yeah, I will say I do enjoy. I didn't know whether I would enjoy this kind of playing the Overwatch hacker type role, but it's something. I mean, I've watched CW shows for quite a while now, and so not currently up to date on this year. I watch them, in a block every year, after they're done. But it's one of those things that every team has one at least. So I kept thinking, there's potential in there for a thing. And what if someone like that actually tried to become more of a superhero? And so I'm very interested in exploring that arc. I will say the thing that I was going to do if we hadn't stopped then is I was going to hack the limo's OnStar and keep it from taking off.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
But
yeah.
But
you're more the equivalent of Mr. Terrific than Felicity Smoke.
Yeah, pretty
basically.
much.
Basically, there's a certain amount of Mr. Terrific influence on this character, I'll say. Definitely. But as for me, I'm Jim. You can find me at OtherDoc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I've got links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, some of my fiction and games I've been working on and posting on itch, along with links to game signups and applications to join our Discord. On this channel, on Saturday nights, we have our Invisible Sun campaign, The Edge of Paradox, that I am running. Still dealing with fallout from that street they were looking for returning. Sundays in February, we'll see the return of one-shots in the afternoons. A little bit earlier now because we've shifted the schedule around a little bit. This Sunday, the game we will be playing is Fall of Magic, which is a delightful group storytelling game played out on a scroll. And so I'm looking forward to playing that. On Sunday nights, we have our Dark Matter campaign, Ghosts of Saltmaw, where we've started exploring this wizard's abandoned area at the bottom of Saltmaw Station, and it's getting very interesting. Apparently someone knows we're there, and so we ended with some drama. A lot of stuff also going on behind the scenes with that. I have so many things to show you. On Monday nights, I'm over on Tales from the Grim running their Deadlands campaign. Again, things are coming to a head there. There's about to be violence, I'm quite certain. Then on Tuesdays, again in February, we are starting up our monthly mini campaigns. Those are going to be on Tuesday nights now. And the one we are going to be the campaign we're starting up this coming Tuesday is Apocalypse World. So if you want to see the game that was the progenitor of all of these games that are powered by the Apocalypse, that's the one. There is technically signups are still technically open for the next hour or so for that, for anyone who still wants to wants to put in an application to get in. Because the signups for that close today. So that'll be closing off soon, or realistically when I get up in the morning, whenever that is. Signups are also soon going to be open, not yet, but I'm going to put signups up for a one-shot later this month, later in February, I should say. Not this month yet, later in February for Shotguns and Sorcery. That is a cipher system game that kind of combines fantasy with noir. It's apparently this is city where big on this mountain where the dragon runs everything, much like a mafia boss, I think. And so I'm gonna see if we can do a session of that. Sign up, look for those soon. When you can always just go down and for that, or for if anyone wants to get in tonight on Apocalypse World, sign-ups are down below. You can go, you can look down and click on the RPG sign-up link, or go to jimyesthatjim.com and click on game sign-ups. As always, beginners are welcome. So when we hit the end card, who shall we raid? I think I shall send a raid over to. I think I'm gonna go. Oh, hey, you know who else is playing Masks right now? Happy Jack's RPG podcast. They too are playing Masks. So I think I shall send a raid over to
This
them.
game is popular or something.
Yeah. I know.
Yep.
How does that happen?
It's such a good game.
I don't know. I don't get it. We'll go ahead and send a raid over there. So we're going to go say hi to them. And feel free to hang on if you so desire. Say hi to them with us. That will be when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care. And I will see you next week. Farewell.
Good night.
Later, y'all.